biggest, baddest. Oh, everybody, I forgot to plug the board in. Welcome to the stream tonight. It's gonna be a banger, I predict. No Elden Ring. What we're doing tonight is watching a little show I used to watch when I was a kid. Epilepsy, thank you for the 3 months resubscription, and Mystic Psycho for the resub. Absolute poggers. Absolutely pog of you to do that. Been a while since I've streamed by myself. So this is gonna be good time for all. I'm not stuck on many bosses right now. I just I haven't played a ton, honestly. I've been super busy. My Twitch alerts were messed up, so let me fix that real quick. How's everybody doing tonight? You've been awake for 24 hours? What are you doing? Absolutely. If you need sleep, sleep. That is 100% what we would want from you. You know what I mean? Like, we don't want people getting hurt. Let me do that. That should be better. That's crazy. I'm getting vibes. I'm getting Kingdom Hearts vibes. I thought, Mystic, thank you for the 8 biddies. Thank you so much. So Kip has been playing Kingdom Hearts on stream recently. I want to play Kingdom Hearts, but I think I came up with a fun idea for a stream. And that might be a 24-hour stream for my birthday in June, where I beat all 3 of the main series Kingdom Hearts in one stream. Thoughts? Would that be interesting? Also, hello, Jennifer. Welcome. Would that be something that seems fun? I love Kingdom Hearts, so I'll have fun. I think 24 hours would be a good limit. Like, I know I can beat the first one in like probably 8 hours. Second one, probably close to another 8 hours. Third one, just gotta hope I can bang it out in 3 hours or 8 hours. I'm strength build. I have big ol' axe to hit things with. No magic. Would I switch off with another judgy to sleep? No. 24 hours straight. I'm waking up, streaming, and I'm going. Where are you seeing John Mulaney at? John Mulaney's funny, I think. I haven't really watched him since New in Town. I used to watch that a lot, though. My birthday is June 27th. So that would be like probably like the 26th, I think, is a Sunday, or 25th. You need a haircut? I actually just got a haircut. A pear after pizza? Yeah, so I don't have onion breath. Yeah, I mean, like, the thing is, July 27th, oh my God, that's 1 month after mine. The thing with John Mulaney, right, is like, he was pretty shitty to his ex-wife in terms of like how they broke up. And like immediately getting out of that relationship, then having a kid immediately. But that's kind of fucked. And then yeah, but I don't know. It's like that's not as bad as like, I don't know. There's just a lot of like shadiness around the whole divorce, and like, oh, it's not like he did something completely reprehensible. You know, my due date was actually the 4th of July. I won't be streaming on the 4th of July. In America, that's a sacred day. I will be very drunk that day. Smelly bum, thank you. Maybe we'll get a Scentbird sponsorship and you can get it back. And thank you so much for the $5 Patreon subscription. Am I in the capital yet? No, I'm not. I am at, I just got past, I think the last main story boss I beat was Vernala. I'm in Caelid. What did the pear say to the apple? I don't know. What did the pear say to the apple? Good guy Goku, resub with the Prime. Why are my Prime subs not working? Or my notifications? It's weird. Thank you so much. And Will watches. Thank you for the follow. Going to America's on your bucket list? Where you want to visit? Like, what's your America goal? Oh my God, Ashley. Thank you for the follow. Boss is back. Have a nice stream. All right, don't get fired. Hey, tell your boss to tune in. Ronaldo wasn't too bad for me. I think I beat her on my second try. She wasn't too bad. I'm going to tweet out real quick that I'm live. I don't know if I got to put up a Discord thing too. I'm just chilling, eating a pear, listening to some Kingdom Hearts music. How do you deal with the internet fame? Is it hard to walk into Hy-Vee now? The fun part is, like, we're not big enough for, like, people to recognize us. At least, like, it hasn't happened. So right now we just kind of get to live, like, our normal lives, but also get to talk to cool people online like you. New York. I've never been to New York, Las Vegas. I have been to Las Vegas. I've never been to New York, LA, or San Francisco. But Vegas, like, you're like in your 20s, right? Vegas is fucking insane. Like, we were there from Thursday to we flew out Sunday night, and it was for a bachelor party, so like obviously things are getting more wild. But it's just a blur. Like the 4 days just molded together, and like it's so fun. Like the second night we were in there, we or at Vegas, we went out at like we left our hotel at like for the night, starting at like 5 to go to dinner. Whatever. Keyboy the boy. Thank you for the follow. And so we left at like 4 or 5 to go to dinner. And we were just walking around. Went to the old strip because we were staying on the new strip. And we were in a casino and like the old strip and everything until about 5:30 in the morning, and we were just like, I guess we should go back to the hotel. Like, none of us were tired because they pump oxygen. They actually pump oxygen into the street to keep you awake and alert. And we're like, well, I guess we should go back to the hotel. We got back at like 5:30, went to sleep, woke up at like 9, went down to the pool and started drinking in the pool at like fucking noon. And we weren't tired. It was fucking crazy. I've never been to Boston either. I've never been to the East Coast. I haven't traveled much, to be fair. No, I haven't done much onto Elden Ring. If I could change my profession right now, what would it be? Like my actual profession? I don't know. Like, I don't dislike my job. I would love to do something that I could work from home from, but yeah. And that's the first casino I've ever been in, was in Vegas. And I'm not a gambler. I don't really enjoy gambling. I'll play some poker. Like I like Texas Hold'em and like stuff like that. But I get bored. I'm like the best person to play poker with because I just get bored at like an hour in. So I'm probably like the best person to play with, but I just whatever. I don't know. But yeah, they give you a free drink. There's no clocks. You don't know what's going on. Like that's https://www.twitch.tv/judgiespod. There we go. Perfect. I forgot to add everyone. Oops. Can I edit it and at everyone or at notification squad? And will it still do it? Whatever. Give us your haircut routine, bestie. That shit looks healthy. Will, not William. Thank you for the Prime subscription. Thank you so much. And Nelly, thank you for the follow. Welcome. We'll get to watching this stuff once I'm done with my pair. Can you give us your haircut routine, bestie? That shit looks healthy. I actually have a really like funny, like classic dude, straight cis dude haircare routine, which I shampoo every day. Unless I don't shower that day, obviously. I use Head and Shoulders shampoo, and I use that. What's the conditioner that everybody says makes your hair fall out? I use literally like the worst things for your hair. This I use like this conditioner. and then well, I think I use off-brand Head and Shoulders, to be fair, but I have dandruff and I need to use it, otherwise I get really bad dandruff. I don't think I use OGX the brand, but the bottle looks like that. It's the Walmart version of it. Whatever the Walmart version of that brand is, that like people are like, oh, don't use it. Oh, it's Equate. It's the Equate this here. Which I'm pretty sure people are like, oh, it makes your hair fall out. And I'm like, ah. Yeah, it's in survival mode. Yeah, you have to if you make your hair too comfortable, it starts slacking. But it made your hair fall out. Yeah, I've never had that experience. Although, I mean, I think this is just me getting older, but I am like just like right here. Like it is thinning out a little bit, like right on my widow's peak. But like I haven't had. I'm very blessed with a good hairline. So, do I drink a ton of water? I drink a decent amount of water. I don't know. I'm pretty lucky in that with that kind of stuff. Get sponsored by Keeps or Hims. I'm trying to think if we've been approached, if we've been like offered by them. I'm not sure. Is the chat too big? I'm just not looking and realizing it's kind of wide. Also, so I used to use a comb. This has been. It's giving grandma's. It's giving grandma's phone text. Let me make it a little bit smaller. Let's make it like. Is that better? I don't know. I can't read, so it helps me. Do we record these and upload them? We have a VODs channel. Judgy's VOD on YouTube. So JUDGIES VOD, where we upload all the streams. We didn't upload Christian reacting to the first episode of Canada's Worst Driver because he fucked up the audio, so there is no audio. But everything else will be on there. And then like I took the Elden Ring makeup stream and made that into a YouTube video on our main page. I'm planning on taking my stream from 2 weeks ago that we did the cartoon character and making that into a YouTube video. But not all of them, because like this one I'm not going to. I'm just gonna be. This is kind of just like I was gonna do this with Aurora. I was watching this show because we were talking about it, but she is busy tonight, so I can't. Also, we went live on TikTok last night, and somebody was in there saying I need a dry scoop pre-workout. Are they in here currently? Whoever was saying that. Oh, perfect. I didn't want to do it if you weren't here. But you know your boy came prepared. I got that Blue Raz C4, of course. VOD channel isn't linked in your video descriptions or your featured channels on YouTube. You know what, Teo? You're right. I should do that. Let me write that down. That's a good idea. We haven't made it like a super big priority. We just sort of have it that way. It's there instead of losing. All right. Let me get Let me get some. Let me get some fucking bops here. All right. Yeah, we have a VOD channel. I've shared it on the main sub on YouTube a few times, or the main feed a few times, but Teo, how would I pronounce it? Teo? Teo's with an I. Yes, I'll get that figured out. It's just, again, it's just sort of there as a repository. Okay. So this is C4. This is the #1 most purchased pre-workout in America, I believe. I saw. So this is Blue Raz. This is my lighting isn't really doing great things for the pre-workout, but it is a full scoop. It is not an explosive. It gives you explosive amounts of energy though. And if you don't know, there's a thing in the workout community called dry scooping. So normally you would mix this in a blender bottle with, 12 ounces of water and drink it. And dry scooping is as it sounds. This is not the song I thought it was. Dry scooping is as it sounds. As you take the scoop dry, you put it in your mouth, and you rinse it with water. Uh. Immediately up my nose. Immediately up my nose. Oh. Ugh. It kind of was like Cinnamon Challenge. It went straight up my nose, and I needed to cough or sneeze. I didn't want to get pre-workout everywhere. And so that's why I opened my mouth and dropped some. Did you? What, Aurora? What? Oh, Aurora thought I yelled her name. No, I was choking on pre-workout. Because Ash wanted me to. No. Aurora can stay now. No. No, she's working on a paper. All right. Now that that's done, the pear is mostly eaten. Judgy's merch available at bonfire.com/something. Judgy's pod, sure. If you do ! Follow us, I think there's a link in there. I don't know. But we're going to get into something real quick that I found. So, if you guys aren't aware, everyone's saying thank you for blessing them with your appearance. So, I was dying. So we posted from last week's episode, 2 weeks ago, 2 Mondays ago. We read a story, or we read a No Stupid Questions post that was, how do I stop getting mad when people use they them pronouns? And then Erica just said die, and then I laughed. One of our piss babies, Butcher of Blaziken, if they're there, I'm not sure. They're in the Discord. There's their TikTok, Bob's New Fridge, if you want to go follow them. Ripped it, fucking clipped it and ripped it and shipped it. And this has like 2 million views on their channel and has over 360 videos made with that audio. So this is what they clipped.
How do I stop getting mad when people use they them pronouns?
Die.
Yeah. I mean,
Correct.
amazing clip. Absolutely fucking phenomenal. Amazing. Lem, that clip also had me in shambles. It was such a good clip. It's so perfectly cut. Like, we couldn't have planned it better. So they made it in audio so people could use it. So I wanted to go through and find videos of, like, because we had comments. It's really funny. The difference between, like, their comment section and our comment section was pretty different. Our comment section for our clip, granted, our clip was different. We cut it differently. Their comment section is very just like, simple, direct, accurate, 10 out of 10. Grr, they them pronouns. She said what she said. Like, it's, pretty positive. Our comment section was a lot more dudes being like, technically they're using wrong English, so you're okay to get mad at it. And it's like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. You're wrong and you're stupid. Oops. So I wanted to go through the videos with this audio and try to find somebody making a video like that, like a dude making a video that was like, oh, this is actually stupid. You shouldn't tell someone to, like, commit just because you don't agree with them, which I just wanted to laugh. Now, I didn't find that. What I did find was this TikTok. I was laying in bed, scrolling through, and I saw this TikTok with a Bionicle. Right? And I was like, I like Bionicles. Let's watch this video.
How do I stop getting mad when people use they them pronouns?
Die.
Yeah. I mean. And then I see this screen pop up and I pause it. Reads, I don't have any trans characters. Not yet shown, at least. We'll have some NB stuff instead. And I started crying, fucking laughing in my bed. It was like fucking 11:30 at night. I was tearing. I am tearing, streams down my face at this fucking paused screen, because you can make trans characters. It's your OC. It's your OC. And I love the tease of, like, not yet shown, at least, which is like, even if they didn't have trans characters, it gives them the out. I'm sure they do. I'm not attacking this creator. Like, this is awesome. I just thought it was so fucking funny. And also, Bionicles are literally, if you're not aware, slugs in a robot. Like, of course. I loved this. Like, I loved this clip so much. I think it's so
correct. How do I stop getting mad when people use they them pronouns?
Die.
It's me never seeing this person's content. How am I supposed to know the gender identity of these? Like, how could I tell if that red Bionicle was trans or not? You know what I mean? Like, it's just so fucking funny to me. I was crying laughing. No hate to this user. I think it's so funny, though. Like, so funny. It's your OC. So, that was just a little fun thing. Now, to the meat. The meat. You trying to make something for Erica and Christian? Like what? I'm getting my PhD in English. The singular they is literally older than TH and than the TH diagram. Yeah, like literally if you look it up, it's like literally has been used since like the 1100s. Obviously they don't care. They just want to be transphobic. Or be pieces of shit. Do you like Winnie the Pooh or other Disney characters? I'm not sure. What do they like? I don't know. I don't think they're very big Disney fans. All right. But this here is a show. I don't know if you guys are aware of this show. It's called it was on Animal Planet in the early noughties. Called Most Extreme. Okay? So this channel, Aurora and I were talking about this. This is just a this is very bright. This is just a really quick summary of this. Is they did top 10 countdowns of like top 10 best jumpers in the animal kingdom, top 10 most gluttonous animals, top 10 fastest, top 10 births, you know, stuff like that. And I fucking loved this shit. When I was a kid, I loved top 10 lists. I still kind of do. I love animals. I love like learning about animals. And so that's what this is. But much like anything in the early noughties, CGI was not a strong suit. And therefore, the like little sections in this that are like animated or CGI'd are fucking terrible. Yeah, the times were simple. You know, you could hold my viewership for hours on this shit. I used to watch this nonstop. And I still have a very vivid, like, I feel like, I mean, maybe I probably would have learned it at other times in my life, but on the top 10 dads, number 1 was the seahorse, because the seahorse actually births the spawn, the like kids, which is, it's like, why do I know that? It's because of this show. That is true. Erica does love Emperor's New Groove. Very good. I always forget that that's a Disney movie. So, what I have here is the most extreme biters. So this is a blast from the fucking past. And I hope you guys enjoy it.
Biters in the natural world. We're counting down the top 10 most extreme biters in the animal kingdom and comparing them to your dentist's worst nightmares. Stand by for the tooth, the whole tooth, and nothing but the tooth when biting's taken to the most extreme.
The tooth, the whole tooth, and nothing but the tooth. Turn it up? Yeah, I can turn it up for sure. The writing on this show, like I don't remember the show, like, you know, in terms of quality. We watched like 5 minutes of it last night for a different episode, and holy fuck, it's perfect TV. Why is this making you feel old?
Earth
Yeah.
is a planet of extremes. Extreme places and extreme animals. But some animals
Absolute
are more
fucking
extreme
bop of a
than
theme
others.
song.
Join us as we count down to find the most unusual and the most extraordinary on Animal Planet's The Most Extreme.
It's like, it's just the most early 2000s branded show. Yeah, you remember this. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people watched this. Like, Christian was like, was this the show where they like gave humans a shark jaw? And it's like, oh yeah, I guess they did that. Somebody bought one of those DVDs that had template graphic screens and said all of them. Yeah, it's definitely in that same era as like Fear Factor. Hello, Kedra. Kedra. Definitely Kedra. Crikey, is that a I lost it. Crikey, is that a transgender bionicle? Nah, that's just NBs. Oh, yeah.
Flying in to number 10 is an animal that really gets under your skin. Meet the mosquito, the smallest and deadliest creature in the countdown. You can't escape from this flying bloodhound because it tracks us down by following the most minute traces of carbon dioxide from our breath.
They're describing a mosquito like it's a fucking atomic bomb. The show is so good.
The mosquito is the mother of all biters because it's only the female that uses her amazing proboscis to suck our blood. It's human blood that nourishes mosquito eggs. So that's why the female has the most complicated biting apparatus in the countdown. It's a combination of Swiss Army knife, hypodermic needle, and vacuum cleaner.
So that's the thing, Usagi. Like, I didn't know it was the carbon dioxide that they could detect either. Like, we learn that not only is the mosquito the number 10 most extreme biter on the animal planet, we know that it is so good at biting because it uses its vacuum cleaner to do it. Yeah, I also didn't remember him being this bad.
But once she's tapped into
But
a
I love
blood
the
vessel,
graphics.
our problems have only just begun. For traveling in her saliva are some deadly hitchhikers. And that's why the mosquito's number 10 in the countdown.
I feel like they could have gotten a second take on that. Listen to how he says that sentence.
And that's why the mosquito's number 10 in the countdown. Her
He's like
bite can be lethal.
on the edge of his seat.
But it took us a while to make the connection. 100 years ago, the scourge of the American military was yellow fever, or yellow jack. An army doctor thought the disease was spread by mosquitoes. But to prove it, he needed some human guinea pigs.
We've come to volunteer.
Do you men know the risk?
Yes, sir.
Gentlemen, I salute you.
Sure enough, once the volunteers were bitten, they picked up the parasite transmitted by mosquito spit. But yellowjack is only one of the diseases spread by the
I agree,
mosquito's
Scott.
deadly
It
bite.
sounds spliced.
The queen of the killers is malaria. Even today, malaria spread by mosquitoes will kill 1 out of every 17 people on Earth. The mosquito may be deadly, but its bite barely scratches the surface of our extreme countdown. Coming up next is an animal so tough, it can chew through concrete.
So, I feel like, listen, we all know, like, I also get eaten up by mosquitoes. I always thought it was something to do with my sweat or something to do about just how naturally attractive I am. Apparently, I'm just too much of a fucking mouth breather. I just spit out way too much carbon dioxide. Who wouldn't? Now I'll just hold my breath. And then all the mosquitoes will get full on my friend's blood because they're over there breathing like idiots, and I won't have any mosquitoes. Malaria and mosquitoes are the reason why we have gin and tonics? What does that mean? I think it's also like anxiety bitches coming in hot. Yeah, mosquitoes are actually like really big empaths, and they sense when people have anxiety and are breathing too fast, and they swarm to you. I think just to critique this top 10, if we're talking most extreme biters, the one reason they cited for this being an extreme biter is malaria, which I feel like is cheap because that has nothing to do really with the bite. Like, you could say like dogs are extreme biters if they're rabid. Like, I feel like that's kind of a cheap entrance. Rub a dryer sheet on your skin and clothes and it makes a nice smelling repellent. There we go. I could chew through concrete. Put me on the list. Quinine syrup was made into tonic. Quinine was early malaria cure. British soldiers in India had to take it and they hated the taste, so they mixed it with gin and tonic. Wow. There you go. Thank you, mosquitoes, for one of the worst mixed drinks. I don't think we needed a 40-second transition.
To find number 9 in the countdown,
Another bug.
Oregon zookeeper Jay Haight has to pull out all the stops.
Yeah, mosquito proboscis is really pushing it on a bite. Like, I get it, but it's not a bite. It's a stab.
You can see him actually run through the opening here.
Oh, I thought it was ants.
Gotta give him time to climb. There he goes.
This is What Ron from
Check
Kim
him out by
Possible
now.
grew
You
up
gotta
to
be
do.
down. And there he goes. Okay, there's only one way out now. Pop this open. And in he goes.
We don't need 2 minutes of exposition on a fucking... Did we need all of that?
Meet the naked mole rat.
Yeah. He's pretty cute. Look at him just spread. He's ready. That naked mole Rossi.
It's a hairless rodent that spends its life beneath the plains of Africa building tunnels with its teeth.
I thought that was its balls. I thought
Plains of Africa building
I thought this dude just had massive fucking testicles.
tunnels with its teeth. It's number 9 in the countdown because it needs a jaw-dropping massive muscle.
They live in a hive like colony like bees.
The muscles on a human body make up nearly half our body weight. The biggest muscles are attached to our legs and arms. To chew our food, we move our jaw using only about 1% of our muscle mass. But imagine if we were like the naked mole rat. If we spent our lives tunneling with our teeth, our jaw muscles would make up a quarter of our muscle.
Me IRL. This is like the worst leap off of the movie Limitless. Like, did you know we only use 10% of our brain? What if we used 100%? And then it cuts to like Megamind.
Muscle mass.
That's only a quarter of our muscle mass. Imagine if we got to 50%.
These buck-toothed beauties are an orthodontist's nightmare. But naked mole rat moms don't lose any sleep over their offspring's overbite, unlike humans.
Don't good-looking teeth
Why did he
add a
cry?
lot to Dorothy's smile? Doesn't Jerry look healthy?
Amy,
and
thank you for
happy?
the follow.
And what about Eleanor? Yes, everyone is thinking about his teeth this morning. The nurse has come to talk about dental health. Not everyone has such healthy teeth. Look at Sam. Sam has never...
Look at this fucking idiot's teeth. Look at how bad he took care of his little chompers. Let's make fun of this fucking 8-year-old on national television.
taken very good care of his teeth. Judy's teeth are not growing in right. She needs dental assistance too. Perhaps a set of braces like Tom's.
Bad teeth, isn't
Today,
it?
Tom and Judy would join an estimated 5
Right,
million
proper
Americans
kid didn't have
of
proper
all ages
insurance
that
for
are
his
braced
teeth.
for better teeth.
What does this have to do with the naked naked mole rat? Jesus.
But the only thing this naked mole rat's braced for is action. He's got concrete reasons for liking his teeth, just the way they are.
It's Tuesday.
If I were to drop him right now, given enough time, he'd actually chew through the cement of the floor down here.
Why would he go south? If you dropped that naked mole rat, Jesus, he wouldn't just start biting the fucking floor. What do you mean if you drop him right now?
So these chambers are
Naked
specially
roll mat is what I'm gonna
constructed
call
with acrylic, and then some steel mesh, and then some material known as hydrostone. And the object here is to keep them from chewing through the hydrostone into the steel mesh, because then you have a nightmare for chamber repair. As you can see, they're a little on the feisty side.
It actually doesn't hurt
And
rats
a
to hold them by the
feisty
tail.
mole rat will even bite the hand that feeds him.
A little bigger. Won't be the first time, won't be the last. Too far from my heart to kill me.
Too far from my
It's
heart
just
to
another
kill me.
casualty to add to the list of people injured by the most extreme biters on the planet. We've seen mini miners.
They spent like, we're 8 minutes into this show. We've done 2 of them in like 45 seconds. We're done on like the mosquito itself and the naked roll mat itself. Yeah, like he just got bit and was fine. The mosquito, you can get bit. I literally get bit by hundreds of mosquitoes a year, if not thousands. Naked roll mat, this dude gets bit every day. Like, I don't understand how you could like, you know, not. How are those top 2? Alligator getting snubbed. If mosquito made it over alligator, we're fucking rioting. We meet at dawn to riot.
And toothless terrors. But get ready to brush up on biters that scare us to death when they get.
Where do they live? They live in Africa, I think is what they said. I think he said they live in Africa. A teething baby is number 1. Yeah, absolutely. Actually, I think number 7 is going to be a dentureless grandmother. And then they're going to go into some shit about how, like, if they bite you, it's because they're senile and they can't understand how strong their bite is. So they might actually gum their way through your forearm. If you drop a grandma on the floor, they'll eventually gum their way through concrete.
Right in your face.
There might be spiders on here.
That's next on the most.
Let me...
Extreme.
I don't want to spoil. I'm only doing this one because I was telling Christian about it yesterday, and he said specifically, like, is that the one where there's like sharks or something? And so I figured maybe sharks are in the biters. No spoilers, Peebo. No spoilers. Snake.
Slithering into our countdown of extreme biters is the snake.
The snake. There's only one type.
Every year, over 7,000 Americans have close encounters of the venomous kind. And on average, 15 of these will be fatal.
Hell yeah, Derry. Deepest of memories. Yeah, this is the last snake. It's the only snake that can kill a mouse with its bite. It's gonna be like most extreme biter number 7. This thing has venom. Venom has nothing to do with the bite. You could put venom on a fucking fingernail scratch. These aren't even good bites.
We die because venomous snakes bite with teeth shaped like hypodermic needles.
You also put the wrong emphasis on hypodermic.
And in the Australian outback are the worst biters of all. Snakes are number 8 in the countdown because the bite of an inland taipan delivers enough potent venom to kill 500,000
I will
mice,
reboot the fuck out of
or
the show.
100 people. Even baby taipans are lethal.
I hope they don't show this mouse getting killed. Oh, they fucking got me.
But even natural-born biters occasionally bite off
He's just
more
sleeping.
than they can chew.
He's a little sleepy rat. Oh, come on. Jola, thank you for the follow.
Luckily,
What a loser. The snake,
bite-sized
not the
portions
rat.
are not
Yeah.
far away.
The rat's cool. Oh, what the fuck? What the
Although
fuck? What
only
the
10% of
fuck?
snakes
No.
are venomous, it pays to stay well clear of any animal that bites first. In Snake Show
We're
in
getting out of
Thailand,
there.
one man bites back.
But like, it's a snake. Like, it's a snake that's killing baby rats, and this is the 7th best biter. Yeah, we need to get some naked roll mats to guard these rats. This dude's using the patented snake on arm. This dude just bit a snake. How are you gonna say
But
that
without-
snakes are the number 7th best biter when it just got bit? You know, yeah, exactly, Freud's bong. I've killed so many baby rats, and I'm on no lists other than the FBI's.
Venom. Even our best bite.
Yeah,
can't
this
match
guy
the
is number
horror
1. Spoiler.
of snake bite.
Can I show this on stream? Oh, okay.
Already, we've been rattled by rattlers, munched by mole rats,
Okay.
and bled by bugs.
Bled by bugs.
But
That's the
that's
best you
child's
had.
play.
I feel like the writers came up with rattled by rattlers. And then they were like, okay, cool, we can do the other ones then too, yeah? And they're like, oh fuck, bled by bugs? And I'm like, rattled by rattlers is really good. It'll carry through the bled by bugs.
Compared to the deadliest game in the world.
Oh, there's your spider.
That's next on The Most.
Why do these shows like literally spoil themselves?
Is home to the next contender in our countdown of
All right.
extreme
Content
biters.
warning, spiders.
Crawling in to number 7 is the funnel web spider.
The funnel web specifically, okay. Yo, bugs fucking suck, right?
The
We all
funnel
agree.
web strikes like lightning.
I'll let you know when we're done with spiders.
Those enormous
I also
fangs
hate
inject
spiders, so I'm
paralyzing
not
venom
looking at
deep
most of
into
them.
their prey. And they're strong enough to drive
Roly
through
polies
a
are pretty
lizard's
chill.
skull.
They're chill when they're rollied, but when they're polied,
But their fearsome fangs are no
Is
use
it
when
pronounced-
it comes to eating.
Is it
That's
pronounced
why funnel
roly-poly?
webs have a different way.
or is it pronounced roly poly and they're just polyamorous kings and queens? You don't see any roly monogamous.
Of
for
digesting
thought.
their dinner. Imagine if we ate like a funnel web spider.
Here we go.
A pair of fangs would be great for killing food, but useless for chewing.
Of course.
So we have to make ourselves a little liquid lunch. Funnel webs throw up special enzymes that turn their meal into a soup that's simply sucked up.
The graphics guy carried the show so fucking much. The violent just like and then just vomit. Yeah, is that not how you guys eat your cheeseburgers? Imagine if humans evolved completely differently. The food that we've made and curated specifically for the way we evolved wouldn't work anymore.
The problem is that funnel webs don't eat hamburgers and don't always stay out in the garden.
What a beautiful line.
The problem is that funnel webs don't eat hamburgers and don't always.
Why is that a problem? The world is overrun by hamburgers, and funnel web spiders can't bite them up. They try puking on each one of the cheeses, but it doesn't dissolve fully. James McEnroe has developed a machine to shrink hamburgers to a small enough size for the funnel web spider to be consumed by the number 7 biter on this list. The problem is funnel web spiders don't like hamburgers. They like cheeseburgers, but they're lactose intolerant. Coming in at number 6, the cow.
Stay out in the garden.
Yeah,
The
they're the
funnel
Burger
web
King
is one
commercial.
of
Their
the
hands are too
world's
small to
most
grab the Burger
dangerous
King burger
spiders.
or
It
whatever.
can sink its fangs.
Can we
through
get the hashtag trending? Give funnel web spiders a burger, please. Can we please get that trending?
your fingernail and inject a poison that can be lethal, especially for children.
Bro, imagine wanting your kid to be an actor so bad that you're like, yeah, I'll get paid $100 for my kid to sit next to a fucking lethal spider. Are you kidding me? Good night, Usagi. Thank you for coming by.
In the last 80 years, over a dozen people have been killed by funnel webs. But at the
I'm pausing a lot. I'll stop. 80 years and 12 deaths is not a lot. 80 years and 12 deaths? That's one death every 6 2/3 years. Almost over a dozen people in 8 decades.
Australian Reptile Park, some spiders are helping save lives. Mary Rayner has one of the most extreme jobs on Earth. She milks killer spiders. Funnel webs are so aggressive that when provoked, venom drips from their fangs.
Can we get most
All you
extreme
need
milkers
is a
and put her at
steady
number
hand
1?
And nerves of steel to suck up the poison into a glass straw.
I'm actually
The venom
super
then
off
gets used in
dairy
the
milk. I'm onto that
manufacture of
spider
an
milk now.
antidote to the spider's deadly bite.
Is milking like
At
another
least the
term for
funnel web
spider
spider
squirting?
no longer has our fate in its fangs.
All right, spiders are off the screen for now.
Life on the plains of Africa is as hectic as any
Yo.
city sidewalk. But this crosswalk
We shouldn't have been making fun of the funnel web spider. They're a sex worker, just like Belle Delphine. Good point.
is patrolled by a cold-blooded killer. Jaywalkers don't stand a chance.
Are we gonna see a zebra die? I forgot how these. Oh, come on. Let's. There we go.
That means all 60 cone-shaped teeth are driven into flesh with the force of a sledgehammer. Once a crocodile has its teeth in you, it's almost impossible to escape.
I feel like this is the first one that makes sense. This is a fucking biter. Like, this should have been 10. And then find, like... Boy, you're gonna
A
love
lineup of
the
these
next time they
massive
put
jaws
some
and
animal's
teeth
teeth
is
on a human's body.
terrifying sight. For more than just fish are on the menu. Any living thing that enters the water is a potential meal. In waters around the world, each year crocodiles claim an estimated 2,000 lives.
Okay. 2,000 a year is a decent number now.
Crocs can hold their breath for up to an hour, which means they can swim right into the shallows in front of you. When a croc attacks, usually there's no warning. You'll never know what hit you. Crocs even fought in World War II. The British in Burma had the Japanese army surrounded on an island. 1,000 men tried to escape through croc-infested swamps. After the crocodiles attacked, only 20 made it out alive. Even today in Australia's Northern Territory, cunning crocs associate visitors with food. But these crocs have to dance for their dinner. With these extreme biters, it really does.
Someone said this in chat. This is what we're afraid of. Is them fucking coming at you like, what's up, bruv? Right, bruv, you better not get in the way of my fucking mouth then, yeah? Better fucking step off, mate. That's how they swim. They go through the fucking river like this. Like, they look like fucking idiots. Like, this is what we're afraid of. Oi, bruv. Oi. It's swimming at me. Swimming in my river then, yeah.
Pay to keep your hands inside the vehicle.
Looks
at
like a
all
relaxing
times.
way to swim. Why am I going
Despite
British?
the
Look at them. They look
crocodile's
British.
Determination to get ahead. It's still only number 6 in the countdown. Because coming up are nightmare creatures who really do want to suck your blood. It'll be a real riot as we open the door on the world's most extreme biters. Next on the most extreme.
I don't think it's vampires. I'm going to go out on a limb and assume it's vampire bats. The police. It's a SWAT team. They're coming to bite your tax dollars.
No one's safe from the next contender in our countdown of extreme biters. Insatiable blood-sucking biters really do exist, which is why the vampire bat creeps into number 5 in the countdown. Fall asleep in Central and South America, and you're instantly on the menu. The tricky part's getting the blood without waking the seal. That's why these extreme biters have a numbing anesthetic in their saliva. Wouldn't it be great to
Boris
have
Johnson.
the bat's pain-killing spit the next time you're at the dentist?
They deserve better than 5?
The vampire doesn't have to
Yeah, this
worry
is where
about
I
the
want. This
dentist
is just Twilight.
because
This is Edward, right? And then this is Bella.
it has fewer teeth than any other bat. Who needs to chew their food when there's a specially grooved tongue to lap up their bloody meal?
Oh, yeah. Let's see what that tongue do.
The next day, there's little evidence that the bat's been feeding. If only Dracula was as subtle as a real
Yeah, he didn't even
vampire.
bite. He's just licking up that blussy.
But then Dracula's not the only human with a distinctive bite. Dentists can easily
Dentists bite the shit out of you when they put you under. They only give you the laughing gas. That way when they bite, you don't fucking feel it. You're so zooted out of your mind looking this way, they're nibbling on your little toes. Dentist's assistants are just there to distract you while they sort of gnaw on your pinky.
identify patients because our 32 teeth leave a bite that's as unique as a fingerprint. Forensic dentistry can catch criminals and identify bodies. And people have been polishing these skills for centuries.
What, how did we get here from bats? Okay, hang on. That crash zoom?
For centuries.
I hope this actress got paid. She's high out of her mind, getting fucking her teeth did. And they just freeze frame on this blurred out image after a crash zoom.
During the Revolutionary War, an American general by the name of Joseph
We're watching the
Warren
top
was
10 most
killed at
extreme
Bunker Hill.
biters.
His body was buried in an unmarked grave. A year later, it was decided to dig him up for a proper burial. But the search for the dead general came to a dead end because no one could tell the various bodies apart. Finally, a Boston dentist identified the fallen hero
Where
by
are the
his
bats?
distinctive dental work. The world's first forensic dentist had already...
Who gives a shit about the world's first forensic dentist? We're talking about vampire bats. All we know about vampire bats is that they bit a seal and then licked the blood up.
galloped into the pages of history. For
Ludi, no
dentist Paul
spoilers,
Revere
no spoilers.
is more famous for riding like a bat out of hell. Vampire bats are also famous because these extreme biters will sink their teeth into any large mammal.
This show's writing is
Of course,
this
with
show's
their
writing
anesthetic
is
spit.
very like 10 people died in a fire last night due to a fire in the Bronx. They killed 10 people last night in the Bronx due to a fire. It's just like, oh yeah, we're talking about vampire bats. Vampire. Oh, like Dracula. Dracula was a human. Humans are dentists. Did you know humans and dentists work on teeth, and the teeth are actually like a fingerprint, and that makes them very unique. So we can actually go back to the Civil War when the first guy documented a bite. It's like, we're talking about bats, man.
We never noticed that bats find us
Like a bat out of
finger
hell.
licking good.
The bat took up like 10 seconds. I loved this as a kid. I fucking loved this as a kid. Number 4. All right. So far we've gotten one biter, right? We've gotten mosquito, naked mole rat, snakes, spiders, alligators, and then bat.
We love dogs.
We do love dogs. Look at
You
the
can
boy,
find a
little
dog in more than a
Australian
third
shepherd.
of all American homes. Today,
Who's a
in the
boy?
United States alone, the dog population exceeds 50 million. But man's best friend has a dark side. Dogs are number 4 in the countdown because sometimes their bite is much, much worse than their bark.
Okay, so now let's take bets. Where are we going with this? Because we're not going to talk about dogs, right? So here's my line of thinking. They just showed a German Shepherd. You know who else had a German Shepherd? Little guy named Adolf. Madame Curie is a very, very, very good choice. Derry, thank you for the subscription. Thank you so much. Prime subscription. Why are we going ACAB? Oh, because of the German Shepherd. Got it. Bacteria from the dog mouth. That's a very good guess. Wolves. Wolves is obvious. Maybe they go into like Wolverine. Like X-Men. Bacteria is a good one. They might go into like bacteria or rabies. Because like ultimately, like, yeah, dogs bite is bad, but like the stuff that kills you is like the diseases.
Each year, more than 4.7 million Americans are bitten by dogs. Domestic dogs are now found in so many homes that each year you've got a 1 in 50 chance of being bitten by a dog. And sometimes those bites can be deadly. In the United States alone, it's estimated dogs will kill 17 people. That's more deaths than from the bites of grizzlies, gators, and spiders combined.
Yeah, that dog's meat got a big old zoom in. But yeah, if you guys are subbed and you wanted a link to the Discord, message Lem, and they can give you a link. I feel like saying you have a 1 in 50 chance of getting bit by a dog is kind of insane. Like, what does that mean? Like, does one person just get bit by a dog like 100 times and that sort of balances out the people who don't live with dogs? I mean, yeah, dogs can fuck you up. Like, yeah, for sure.
Dogs can be dangerous because when it comes to biting, they're not very different from their ancient ancestor, the wolf. They still have powerful jaws and teeth for tearing flesh and breaking bone.
Hello, Draw. Welcome.
For
He's a good
some
boy.
dogs,
He's a good boy.
biting can be such a problem that worried owners take their pampered pooch to a doctor who's really gone to the dogs. At this
A
practice
doctor?
in Manhattan
Did they
Beach,
say doctor?
California, dog bites are big business because Dr. David Nielsen is a veterinary dentist.
Yo, they are giving big dentists fucking paid the shit out of this show. They have pivoted back to human dentistry so many times. Or human dentists.
Today's patient is being fitted with braces.
What's happening with this dog is that the top incisors are moving to the back, and so they're actually hitting on the lower incisors. And so when they hit on the lower incisors, they'll actually move them, and that will create an opening for infection, and what we're going to do is end up with a healthy mouth.
But David and his team don't just give dogs perfect smiles. He's found a way to take the bite out of some canine criminals.
Does the
The way we
spider
deal with-
milker count as a dentist? Interesting. Interesting. Definitely an orthopedist. Orthodontist. Definitely an orthodontist. Which one is teeth?
Dogs that have a bad reputation as a biter is obviously first we go through dog trainers, and if they actually basically call a class 5 would be a bite where you actually draw blood. And their rule of thumb is that if a dog is bitten that hard, they can't be trained to not bite. It's like asking a person to never get angry. I mean, it's impossible.
Okay, this dude's a sociopath. Look at him when he says it's like asking a person to never get angry.
It's like asking a person to never get angry.
It's like asking me, never get angry. No!
That have a
I don't know
bad
what
reputation as a biter is obviously first we go through dog trainers, and if they actually basically call a class 5 would be a bite where you actually draw blood. And their rule of thumb is that if a dog is bitten that hard, they can't be trained to not bite. It's like asking a person to never get angry. I mean, it's impossible. And so what we do is actually we'll take off the canine right at about this level, halfway below the level of the incisors, because the way a dog bites is that canine tooth tears. And so you take the dog from being a biter into a pincher. But psychologically it changes them because they just all of a sudden are much more mellow.
What the fuck? We're doing a teeth augmentation on dogs? What the fuck? I don't like that. Like,
We've done this on a number of dogs, and
on a number. We've done this on a number of dogs. Of course, numbers can range from 0's a number, to 100, 12, to 2 dogs is a number of dogs.
without problems after.
He looks like that
so it's
Aussie guy
kind of
that
a neat
bites
way
in
to
that
save their
interview.
lives.
You talking about the dog guy? Yeah, he wants to be a wolf.
Thanks to Dr. Nielsen, now even the most extreme biters can dream of being both man and woman's best friend.
Oh, they're inclusive. We stand inclusive shows. A man's or woman's best friend. Coming in at number 4 on man or woman's best friend, the dog.
Excellent dog. What a good day.
British, immediately British. Not only does this person look British,
Best friend.
but they are British.
Excellent dog. What a good day.
Excellent dog. I can't wait. Well, I guess I went Irish. I can't wait to cut your canine off. I can't wait to neuter your canines. Yeah, the camera operator just, okay, in line. Just right up in her. It's my Irish pincher.
It seems incredible that anything has a more extreme bite than dangerous dogs, voracious vampires, and crushing crocodiles. But
Alliteration,
coming up
baby.
is an animal with such a foul mouth.
Ooh.
It can bowl over
Ooh.
a buffalo. That's next on The Most Extreme.
He came bounding over. Right, this fucking dog came bounding over, right? Komodo dragons. So like, obviously so Komodo dragon is like the Guinness World Record for like largest lizard, right? It's the largest lizard. I feel like Komodo dragons need a Guinness World Record for like most facts that people know about things. Like everybody knows some random fucking fact about a Komodo dragon. Like everybody loves it. Number 3.
Falling in to number 3 in the countdown.
What a bad
is
picture.
The Komodo dragon.
What a bad frame to freeze on.
On remote islands of Indonesia, these giant lizards reign.
You know nothing about the Komodo dragon? I feel like that's all American school taught me, was that Komodo dragons are the biggest lizard. I know the biggest rodent is a capybara, and the biggest lizard is a Komodo dragon, and my times tables, and that's it. They got rank breath, stank breath.
Supreme. Komodo dragons are number 3 in the countdown because just one bite is all it takes to bring down an animal the size of a buffalo.
That's not a buffalo. Why would you say bring down an animal the size of a buffalo and then not show a buffalo? I understand that buffaloes aren't in the same like environment as them. Like they're not in the same niche or the same biome as them. But like just say the size of an ox or like whatever the fuck this is. Like
dragons have the world's
ibex,
worst
maybe?
halitosis. Inside its mouth, festering meat trapped in the Komodo's teeth turns its saliva into a bacterial broth. Just one bite is enough to cause a fatal infection.
all right, we're gonna skip if we
And
see an
then
attack.
it's feeding time. And 6 septic saliva. But then human mouths are also full of bacteria. The
Okay, they are paid off by Big Dentist. We're talking about a fucking Komodo dragon to the point their saliva is so toxic that it helps to digest the food like in their mouths. And Grant, I know saliva does that too for humans, but like they literally let it fester. It's part of their evolutionary tactic. And then they're like, but humans got bad breath too.
bacteria may not be deadly, but they do cause the most common disease in the world.
Number 1 is definitely
Tooth
humans. There's no
decay.
way it's not.
Our teeth are under attack by billions.
Put gums on them. What the fuck is this? Hey, picture your teeth in your mouth. Nobody would ever picture this.
Of bacteria, that grow in a layer called plaque. When we eat sugary foods, so do the bacteria. They turn the sugars to acids, and acids eat into tooth enamel. But our body can fight back. Our spit is full of minerals that replace the ones dissolved away by plaque acids. Each day you produce about 1 liter of saliva, which means in your lifetime, you make enough saliva to fill a swimming pool. That's
But why would you? Yeah, teeth are dumb long, dude.
25,000 liters of spit.
Flushy, in the words of
Komodo
Haley
dragons
Williams,
are
you are
such
the only
efficient
exception.
biters that they hardly ever strike out when they come up to bat.
I know I have a spit kink, but not like that. Yeah, everybody just go dig a hole. Yeah, there we go. Hey, you know what? If we get all the Judges Pod listeners to spit together, we could fill up a pool so much faster.
But even the Komodo's mighty mouth is no match for our next contender.
Okay, so there's 2 left, right? So we're on number 2. So what are we thinking? We there's still no shark. We don't have shark. We're thinking human might be up there. Anything else that's a good biter that we haven't gotten to yet? A hippo? Human, sharks, and hippos, but there's only 2 spots. Hyena? You think it's hyena? Is that a spoiler? Sending spit to your P.O. box? Yeah, perfect. Thank you. It's a POOL box now. Yeah. You can't not have this list. Bear? There's a lot of good biters. Hang on. So there's 2 spots left. You're telling me out of these 10, they didn't include multiple of bear, shark, humans, hippo, beavers, but they included mosquito and spider and snake.
In Kenya, this peaceful pond is home to the hippopotamus.
Okay, this makes sense.
They look so graceful that it's hard to imagine why hippos should be number 2 in the countdown.
Hippos kill like a shit ton of people a year too.
But making eye contact with a hippo could be the last thing you ever do. The hippopotamus is number 2 in the countdown because any
They're kissing.
trespasser will quickly learn that it's one murderous mammal.
The hungry hippos devour over 30 balls in the matter of just a minute and a half of gameplay. These 4 hungry hippos.
At the Honolulu Zoo, keeper Mary Rosolowicz knows exactly how dangerous hippos can be.
Piranha's a good one too.
Hippos kill more people in the wild than any other animals, including like lions and tigers and bears.
Oh my.
All the ones that you
No big cats, no tigers or
think
lions.
are really dangerous. They're very territorial. They don't eat people, they just chew them up. They can open their jaw to 150
They seem like
degrees,
beta animals.
and
Now they're
males
Sigma.
have their lower canines get up to 20 inches long, and they're razor sharp, and they can kill each other with a single bite.
And it's this extreme bite
Interesting
that puts
tail.
the hippo in at number 2 in the countdown.
Gorillas? Yeah,
A
chimps have
male
like an
hippo
insane
has
bite
a
force.
mouth that opens more than a meter wide.
You generate enough spit in your mouth in 2 weeks to fill an entire hippo's body with saliva.
But a big mouth comes in handy when it's time for a dental checkup. Not that hippos need much more than a quick fish floss.
You
In
knew they
fact,
were going back to
their
dentistry.
teeth are so strong, they inspired the earliest dentists. There was a time when false teeth were crafted
Yo, this
from
bass line?
hippo ivory. In fact, it was a hippopotamus that gave George Washington his ring of confidence.
This song.
Porcelain teeth were an improvement, but they still didn't have the same shine as natural teeth. So, in 1942, they mixed in uranium to add a real glow. And to fill the mouth with more than 4 times the normal level of radiation.
You tell me they put uranium in toothpaste and that only increased your radiation by 4 times? I feel like if you're sucking on uranium, it's got to go up by more than 4 fucking times. Like, how much do we just like always have? Yeah, this is a wonderful edit. Like, how much do you think I'm just sucking on like plutonium normally? But when you add like uranium 258, it's just like, oh, that's 4 times too much radiation. Oh, it literally looks like clip art.
They stopped adding uranium in the 80s, to the relief of 32 million Americans whose teeth go out at night. And even though they're number 2 in our countdown of extreme...
I know everyone has base radiation, but if you're literally putting uranium in your mouth, you think you go up by more than 4 times.
biters, it will be a relief to most
Yeah, the
hippos
80s
that
is way
these
too
days,
recent.
Their teeth don't
Yeah,
end
the
up
uranium girls,
in the
exactly.
mouth of a president.
Okay.
We've seen the 9 contenders.
We're
They're
gonna
the
see Spider in a
best of
second.
the best.
All right. Sorry.
Only one animal is a more extreme
Okay.
fighting machine.
So, sharks,
It's
bears,
number
big
1.
cats.
And it's coming up next
Humans.
on the most extreme.
What are we thinking? It's insane that they put fucking the vampire bat on here instead of a big cat. Stand by Humans, tiger, a gorilla. Like, what are we? I'm thinking. So as we've seen, the most extreme biters doesn't necessarily mean the strongest biter. So I'm thinking it's gonna be humans just for them to be like, our teeth have developed at such an insane rate that we can not only chew through the toughest of Wagyu steaks, but also munch down a healthy spinach salad. Shark would make the most sense, right? A shark has over 250 teeth in its mouth. That'd be a lot of teeth to brush. According to human dentists, 5 out of 7 people brush their teeth at least twice daily.
The most extreme biting animal in the countdown lives in the sea. But it's not what you expect. For when it comes to biting, what could be better than Jaws? Surely nothing
Killer
could
whale?
compete with the great white shark.
Oh, it is a shark. Okay. Mermaids. They pan to a scuba diver. They show a shark diving cage with the door open.
The great white shark is a bloodthirsty biter. that could easily be number 1 in the countdown. After all, it's always on the lookout for something to sink its teeth into.
Could?
And they go through teeth like nothing on Earth. That's because the shark is constantly replacing old teeth with newer, sharper versions.
Okay, we see the shark
Wouldn't
teeth.
it be nice if we weren't quite so attached to our teeth?
The human set of teeth is actually their second set of teeth.
All 32 adult teeth are firmly anchored in our jaws. Our teeth are meant to last us a lifetime, but then we don't put as much strain on our teeth as a shark. The average human bite strength is only about 21 kilograms per square centimeter. Compare that to a shark. Their jaws are estimated to generate forces 100 times more powerful. We'd go through a few teeth as well if our bite strength topped the scales at 2,800 kilograms per square centimeter. But not even the great white shark could take on the U.S. nuclear submarine fleet.
Of course not! What? What do you mean? The United States military-industrial complex was created to combat sharks just like this. Our American fleet of 35 nuclear warhead-containing submarines hunt sharks for fun. Oh shit, guys, what do you think would win a fight? A nuclear submarine or a tiger shark?
And win.
Yeah, Sharknado's. You can't nuke a Sharknado.
The number 1 most extreme biter in the countdown earned its place because back in the 1970s, it forced a nuclear submarine to return to base. Something attacked the layer of neoprene rubber covering the sensitive sonar dome in the bow. Careful study showed that the submarine had been hit by something that removed a perfect plug of rubber, 5 centimeters wide and 6 centimeters deep. It looked like the attacker had just come straight from the kitchen. The plugs in the neoprene rubber looked as though they had been sliced by a cookie cutter. And that's just what happened. For these teeth belong to the most extreme biter in the countdown, the cookie cutter shark. It's number 1 because, for its size, the cookie cutter has the largest teeth of any shark in the sea. But it doesn't normally eat submarines. Nobody's ever filmed what goes on far beneath the waves. But scientists know that the cookie cutter, one of the smallest sharks in the world, hunts the biggest animals on the planet.
Whales? Oh boy.
Whales, not nuclear submarines, are the normal.
So they were saying the great white shark could be number 1, but it's not. It's actually the cookie cutter shark. Granted, great white shark could have been number 2. They could have had 2 sharks, but they decided to not.
Diet of the cookie cutter shark. And that's what makes this biter number 1 in the countdown.
When humans bite into cookies, we consume sugar. Sugar that's good for bacteria, but bad for our teeth. Plaque buildup is a growing pandemic in the United States.
It feeds by sinking those incredible teeth into the side of a whale and then lifting out a cookie-shaped piece of flesh before the whale, or submarine, knows what hit it.
Oh, yeah. He's out of there.
No wonder then, when it comes to biting, the cookie cutter shark really is
This sucks.
the most.
That was the most
extreme.
anticlimactic bullshit. No bears, no big cats. Humans could have been on the list. Robbed. Absolutely robbed. Jacqueline Crawford, they were right there. Jacqueline Crawford and Ian McGee. Let's see if they've, kept up with I just spelled Jacqueline. I bet you they're like raging liberals. You know what I mean? What about that show that would pit animals from different ecosystems against each other and hypothesize the winner of the death match? I don't remember that show. I hope they still have work. I'm extremely biting into my pizza. Yeah, I don't know. All right. Now, guys, let's choose the next one. So, there's a playlist here. I don't think they're all the same show. Like, is this the same show? Oh. All right. So what are we thinking? Let's look through. The most extreme inventors, slime balls. That must not be animals. Bloodsuckers, extreme glutens, extreme strength. Outrageous flirts is interesting to me. Is it the one that I just had open? Oh, is it gluttons? My bad, not glutens. Oops. Most extreme animal myths might actually be interesting. Animal Face Off? I don't remember that show. Is that just like what was that show where they pitted like civilizations against each other? I don't remember this at all. I like the flirts one, no flirts.
For some people, looking for love is all fun and games, but there's a lot more at stake for the amorous animals of the natural world.
Okay, so it's the mating rituals, I would imagine, right? It's like the mating rituals of animals. Global conquerors. Number 1, Alexander the Great. Transformers. Appendages. Most extreme hissy fits. That one's long. The myths looked interesting. Yeah, I think the myths actually does look interesting. We'll put that up there. I think that one's interesting. Most extreme oddities would be interesting. What are we thinking? All right, Mom. See you later. Thanks for stopping by. Kristen, what is up with you? Myths. Do you want to put up to a vote? Right now we've got let me get a poll going. I don't know if you guys should see this page. I honestly don't know if you should or shouldn't. All right, let's get a poll going. Which episode? We're gonna do between 3 here. We're gonna do myths. We're gonna do flirts, and we're gonna do oddities. I don't know what oddities is. Wow, flirts is not getting the love. Pretty tight race here. Flirts has 0 votes. I really thought that would get more votes. Nobody wants. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't think they would show animals boning, right? Like, that seems crazy. Like, I feel like it's gonna be like birds dancing and stuff. If I have to see bugs doing it, I'll call it police. All right, myths. We'll do myths. I think myths will be the most interesting. All right.
Camels store water in their hump? Or that bats are blind?
Ooh, the audio's kind of bad. Let me see if I can find the most extreme animal myth. See if we can maybe find. All right, we're going to see spoilers. I guess we'll have to deal with the bad audio.
Crocodile tears are for real? Well, you're in for a big surprise as we count down the top 10 most extreme animal myths to discover which popular fact is the biggest load of fiction. Find out if you really can teach an old dog new tricks when animal myths are taken to the most.
I don't think you can teach a dog to stand on its hind legs and juggle.
Earth is a planet of extremes.
See them wait. If they mention dentistry in this episode, then we'll really know it was put on by Crest.
Extreme places.
Pee is stored in the balls at number 1. Is this too loud or is this?
Extreme animals. But some animals are more extreme than others. Join us as we count down to find the most unusual, the most extraordinary, the most extreme.
Definitely not a speaker company.
We've always had a healthy appetite for tall tales, even if sometimes they're a little hard to swallow. And when people don't let facts get in the way of a good story, an old wives' tale is born.
It was on Animal Planet.
Although not all myths are based on idle gossip, we're counting down to find the urban legend that should be taken with the biggest grain of salt. And we begin with the outlandish story of a jumbo-sized memory.
Animal Planet sucks now? Is it like the History Channel?
Like to be able to recite a list of 32 numbers after hearing them just once.
Fine. Not useful.
It's no problem for 13-year-old mathematical prodigy Tumakranti Kiran. And just for fun, he can repeat them again, backwards.
536 521 489 4.
No.
This reminds me of a show. Maybe we can maybe we can watch it a different time. There was a show called, it was Stan Lee's Super Humans. I fucking loved this show. Whoops. Did you guys ever watch this show? This show was so fucking good. They just like would find people that had like insane traits or whatever. And the one that I remember the most, there's two that I remember the most. There was a pianist who was I think he's autistic, and he could hear wimp.com. What the fuck? I think he's autistic, and he could hear a song played for one time and then repeat it with 99% accuracy. It's fucking crazy. And then I think he was autistic and blind. And then there's another one of somebody who the other one that I remember is this guy could multiply any 3-digit numbers in his head like that. And like you could tell him any day, like you could be like fucking August 3rd, 1943, and he'd be like, that was a Tuesday immediately. And he just knew. It's like it was just fucking crazy. Maybe we can watch it some other time.
No wonder
I loved that show.
Say he has a memory like an elephant.
325.
So, is it true? Does an elephant really have an amazing memory? To find out, we need to discover what goes on inside that massive head. Not surprisingly, the elephant has the biggest brain of any land mammal.
Makes sense.
They have about the same number of brain cells as humans, but they're not as densely packed. So in some ways, we really could have a memory like an elephant.
The elephant only uses 10% of its brain. Imagine if the elephant could use 100% of its brain at once.
People say that elephants
Hey, if it makes you feel better, elephants can't find their car keys either.
never forget, and it's kind of true. Their lives depend upon their remarkable ability to store and retrieve vital information about their world. The matriarch of the herd carries a mental map of a home range that can extend over an area the size of Rhode Island.
How big is Rhode Island? I have no frame of reference. The only people who know how big Rhode Island is are people who live in Rhode Island. Just say like fucking 20 football fields or something, like most American units are. Tell me how many football fields wide Rhode Island is. Like it's small, but like how small is small? Like I can't conceptualize. Like if you said it was as wide as Illinois, like I would understand that was about 4 hours of driving, but like nobody else would unless you live in Illinois.
The elephant's survival depends on her ability to remember the location of every feeding ground and watering hole.
1,200 square miles? There's no way it's 1,200 square miles. That's puny, right? That's crazy. That's crazy that's only 1,200 square miles.
Elephants can also remember and identify the noises made by at least 100 other adult females.
I'll be safe,
Each
Mystic.
unique call allows the herd to stay in contact when visually separated in dense forest, and means they can identify.
It became the
elephants from
flirt
outside their
episode.
family
They're
network.
all flirt episodes. If you watch this on a first date, you are getting laid. This show exudes such raw sexual energy from everything flirting. Maybe not the teeth one. Maybe not that one because there was a lot of gross teeth, but
The social system of elephants is incredibly complex. They must be able to remember their place in a hierarchy that radiates out from families to the clan and on to include independent males and other populations.
there you go, Blaziken. Yeah.
One researcher has witnessed a mother and daughter.
Yes, this is our
obviously
first date with all of
remembering
you.
each
Yeah.
other after being separated for 20.
That's how you hug an elephant. That's how you do it.
23 years.
The walrus has the largest penis of any land animal. Imagine if humans had a penis the size of a walrus. Cut to green wireframe animation of a dude with a walrus dick. Objectively, manatees have the best pussy of the animal kingdom. The pussy of a rhino is actually quite awesome. Imagine if humans could have the...
Elephants are not born with all this knowledge. It's acquired over many years of watching and learning from the rest of the herd. So, for the first contender in our countdown of extreme animal myths, we can safely say that it's true. Elephants do have phenomenal...
So then it's not a myth.
Memories.
It's not a myth then.
However,
it's not a myth.
Continues, we'll discover
Two.
that
That's a TikTok reference. There you go.
Twisted.
The biggest penis, like in proportion to the body size, is like a sea urchin or something like that, because sea urchins can't move, and so its penis literally stretches out like 30 feet to go find, or it's a barnacle. That's what it is. It like stretches out to go find its mate. But like, I think walruses have the most for like land animals. I don't know. I just know that's the joke from 50 First Dates. I would imagine, yeah, blue whale makes sense. Yeah, Barnacle Boy was packing. Yeah, Barnacle Boy, yeah. I hate to say it. You ate a sea urchin once? Was it good? That sounds gross to me. I'm sorry, did you eat out a sea urchin once? Is that what you're trying to... I don't know why this immediately turned into a... yeah, ate it out, yeah. Yeah. We all read through the subtext. Flutie, me and you on the same. Oh yeah, you're right. It's Uni. Yeah. Every episode's a flirt episode. Number 9. Also, yeah, this is most extreme animal myths. Myths imply that they're fake. This isn't like animal facts. Or believe it or not. It's like, this myth is true. It's like, that's not... Like, you either confirm a myth or you bust it. Unless Mythbusters steered me the wrong way.
When it comes to crying, some people really go to town.
Fact or fiction? No, I don't think so.
But not all tears mean that people...
Yeah, they're all just actual animal facts. They're like, the common myth that dogs can jump high is true.
Sometimes they can be faking it.
Okay, Archaeotess, we get it.
It's not possible.
Sorry.
If you're just pretending to be sad, you're said to be crying crocodile tears.
Goodbye, Amy. Thanks for stopping by.
So is it true?
We're live every Wednesday at a minimum.
Are crocodiles really crybabies?
No. Elton John was lying to us.
The belief that crocodiles produce fake tears as they consume their victims has been around for centuries.
They're piss babies, yeah.
But do remorseful reptiles really exist? Or are their tears a real croc?
Okay.
Find out.
That was a good joke. That was a good fucking joke. Are their tears a real croc? That is the first joke that actually was like that. Yes, good job. I like that a lot.
You need to take a close look at what happens when a croc goes hunting.
I have it. Oh wait, can you hear this? Is that loud? I can't hear how loud the board is.
Crocodile tears are more about greed than grief. Crocodiles can't chew. they have to rip their...
Is this Boo?
Boo.
Is this Boo?
Boo.
Okay, this is Christian's card, so I don't know the board.
Food into chunks and swallow it whole. The glands that keep their eyes moist are close to their throats, so the effort of swallowing forces tears into their eyes. Just like humans, tears keep the eyes lubricated and free from bacteria. But it's a reflex, not remorse.
Mama said, the crocodile doesn't cry 'cause it's sad. It's 'cause it's got all them teeth and no toothbrush.
So it seems that the tears of a crocodile are real. But what about the tears of a statue?
Huh? Huh? Oh, it's
Do
the
you believe in
crying
modern-day
Mary.
miracles? Sometimes religious icons and statues can appear to weep.
This was the biggest sleep I think they've had.
Could these tears be a sign that something miraculous is taking place? Or is it condensation caused by changes in humidity and temperature? For the faithful, there's no doubt that these are definitely not crocodile tears. Crocodiles are number 9 in the countdown because the myth about them crying is true. Partly. They do shed tears, but not of emotion.
This sucks.
After all, they really are just cold-blooded killers.
Well, we know the bat one's false. And like they kind of told us they were going to do the bat one, right?
It seems that the myths about our first 2 contenders had some basis in fact.
Okay, so the next one's
But
going
as
to
our
be
countdown
wrong.
continues, the truth gets twisted at a tea party where not everybody is mad.
Yeah, the camel one, yeah.
And what myth has sent one creature completely over the edge?
That was a nice edit. This must be a later season.
To find the next contender in our countdown of extreme animal myths, we
Is this
need to
Cuphead?
take a trip through the looking glass. Alice met all kinds of crazy creatures in Wonderland, but the maddest of them all had 4 legs and very long ears.
Pretty funny that they were doing an Alice in Wonderland reference, but they couldn't like secure the rights for Alice in Wonderland through Disney, so they had to go through Betty Boop's cover of Alice in Wonderland.
And the frog, and Humpty Dumpty, and the mock turtle, and the March hare, and everybody yelled.
I'm getting big Cuphead vibes.
Regardless of their mental state, you won't find
Is Betty
many
Boop
hares
based
at
off
tea
Cuphead?
parties. They're normally shy, solitary creatures. So why do people think that March hares are mad?
Is that a sentence? Why do people think that March hares are mad? And why do people banana peel scream carways? What? Mad as a March hare? I've never heard that turn of phrase. I've never heard that. It makes sense that this is season 4. The graphics are different. And they're really reaching for these topics. I've never heard mad as a March hare. Yeah, just use it. I'll just drop it and I'll keep saying it and make him feel like an idiot for not knowing it. Did you miss anything spicy? You're missing mad as a March hare. An English idiomatic phrase derived from the observed antics said to occur only in the March breeding season of the European hare. Oh, that makes sense that Betty Boop was like stealing black culture and not being credited for it. Cool. Fucking Brits.
The belief that European hares go a little crazy during the month of March has been with us for centuries. And it's easy to see why.
The Mad Hatter and the March Hare? No, I never put two and two together. I guess that makes sense if they're, that the bunny was also crazy. My only exposure to Alice in Wonderland is seriously Kingdom Hearts, and those characters aren't even like in Kingdom Hearts. So, yeah, March Madness. Is that why it's March Madness? Hang on. Is the etymology of the March Madness tournament? Central Illinois. It's just because it's in March. It's just as crazy that they're both March. Interesting.
Because at the start of spring, their behavior changes. Instead of being quiet and shy, hares appear to go a little nuts.
Just zooms in on balls.
Means that males go mad trying to find as many mates as possible.
Their testicles swell right on up.
And then the boxing matches begin. For a long time, this was thought to be just males fighting. But recently, researchers discovered that it's the female that's hitting the male. She's either not ready to mate or is testing.
Anna, thank you for the follow.
So the mad behavior
I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick.
Sense. She's just trying to find the best father for her babies. Strangely enough, there's another myth about reproductive success that also makes perfect sense. Have you heard what happens to the human population 9 months after a major blackout? The story began on the night the lights went out in New York.
One moment, New York was glittering Gotham, the Great White Way ablaze. The next moment, only flickering candles, automobile headlights, and bobbing flashlights were probing a Stygian darkness.
On November 9, 1965, New York City came to a standstill for 10 long hours. And then, 9 months later, stories began to circulate of a dramatic increase in the number of births. So is it true that when the lights went out, New Yorkers created a little baby boom? Sadly, no. A comprehensive study in the 70s revealed that the blackout caused absolutely no increase in birth rates. But even today, 9 months after blackouts and blizzards, you can still find...
Okay, so they take... I've heard the phrase fucking like rabbits, right? They jump to like humans fucking, and then they're like, oh, nah, that's not real though. Like, what? Oh. That makes no sense. Like, what a shitty transition. I feel like I can't really tell because the audio is different or it's messed up. I think it's a different narrator, and they don't even try in the transitions. They were just like, man, rabbits go crazy in March. Have you ever heard what happens after a blackout? There's a lot of pregnancies 9 months after it. Just kidding. That one's fake. Aye, this bloke is as much. I was watching it in the bathroom, guys. I saw everything.
Reports of a baby boom circulating in the media. It seems that the story of humans breeding like rabbits has even less basis in fact than the myth at number 8 in the countdown.
Yeah.
After all, it's only partially true that March hares are occasionally mad. If you were surrounded by testosterone-fueled males, You'd probably be a little crazy too.
Okay. All right. We're
Animal
whoops.
behavior about our friends. Only partially true that March hares
We enjoy that they're shitting on men. We like that. We like that.
are occasionally mad.
When was the last
You were
blackout in
surrounded
Illinois?
by testosterone-fueled males.
I'm not sure.
You'd probably be a little crazy too.
This is like when you like go to like Snopes or like a different fact checking site on like Politico or something, and it's like they're just like trying to cover for someone that they know like was shitty, and it's like it's partially true, but it's not fully true.
So far, we've seen that the myths in the countdown are not completely bogus. But will this change when we go knocking on the door of the world's sleepiest meteorologist?
Okay.
And is it true that a bug can crawl into your ear and eat your brain?
No. They were really stretching on season 4. Yeah, there's no way that bug is getting into your ear. There's a whole cockroach. They go on your...
There's only one reason people go knocking on the door of Mr. Groundhog.
Ask for a cup of sugar.
On February the 2nd, everybody wants to know if spring is really here. The story goes that if the groundhog doesn't see his shadow, he remains outside because spring has arrived early.
Okay, so I Googled this the other week. The groundhog, not Punxsutawney Phil. Punxsutawney Phil is 108 years old. He's getting served. Sorry, jury duty. You know, your years as a public server. Don't you know? You have to go sit. So Punxsutawney Phil didn't die. If you go to Punxsutawney Phil, did Groundhog die? If you go to like the Punxsutawney Phil age. All right. So according to like the website, there's only been one Punxsutawney Phil, and he's been predicting since 1887. That makes him 135 years old. However, what did happen this year is not Punxsutawney Phil dying, but Punxsutawney Phil's cousin in New Jersey did. So they do it in New Jersey as well. Milltown Mel. He died on January 30th, the night before the holiday. So Phil's never died.
But if
he's also
the
never
shadow
served
appears,
jury
he's
duty. So
scared straight back to the burrow for 6 more weeks of winter. So
no
is there
wonder
any
winter is
truth to the
lasting so long.
groundhog
The shadow actually
Can he really predict
half
the
killed
weather?
him, and he was already half dead. So
To find out, take a trip to Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. It's home to one of America's most famous rodents.
the king of the north,
Groundhog by the name of
Punxsutawney. The reign of Punxsutawney Phil has
Have a
ended.
day named in his honor, because this is no
Phil's pulling a
ordinary
Queenie.
Every year on the 2nd of February, Phil makes his famous annual weather prophecy at Gobbler's Knob.
Guys, Gobbler's Knob. Gobbler's Knob. Why is not the headline every year? I don't give a shit about a rat in the ground seeing its shadow. I want to know what's happening in Gobbler's fucking Knob. Are you kidding me? What is going on? Why does it keep doing that?
Have a day named in his honor, because this is no ordinary groundhog.
Guy's over 100 and he's still gobbling knobs.
Every year on the 2nd of February, Phil makes his famous annual weather prophecy at Gobbler's
Turd Gang
Knob.
for life, Ferk the
Phil
Short King,
whispers
Kappa,
weather predictions
Kappa?
into the ear of his keepers.
Please Kappa,
Bill
dude.
Cooper, president of Puxatawny Groundhog
Please Keck
Club
W.
Inner Circle, says the groundhog
Don't be
has an
slash S.
established track record as a furry barometer.
Groundhog Day came
Judge's
to
convention
prove
at
that
Gobbler's now would be
European settlers had
legendary.
settled in this part of Pennsylvania. Folklore said if the hedgehog saw his shadow, we'd have 6 more weeks of winter weather. Well, when they came to America, we don't have hedgehogs, but we do have a plentiful amount of groundhogs, and he became the marmot of choice to predict the arrival of spring.
All marmots, including the groundhog, are big furry rodents, and they live in some of the most impressive alpine real estate in the world. However, the 14 different species found in the northern hemisphere don't have much time to kick back, relax, and admire the scenery.
Pretty cute.
Every spring and summer, marmots take part in a race against time. They're eating for their lives, literally. Each day,
They're eating for their lives, literally. Yeah, no fucking shit. What a useless sentence. Why put that in? Humans sleep every night to stay alive, literally. Yeah. Flutie, me and you, we're just on the same wavelength. I guess that's true. Humans do eat for more than their life. For instance, I eat because bored.
a marmot can munch its way through an amount of food equivalent to 1/3 of its body weight.
That's pretty crazy, actually.
This gluttony is essential.
This episode hasn't had any of the like stupid fucking graphics. All right, so now we know for the future. Season 4 ain't the move. Season 4 is not the move.
By the time snow blankets the mountains, the marmots are already tucked up in the family burrow. They sleep away the winter by hibernating. Their temperature drops from 36 degrees to less than 4. Their heart rate falls from
Yeah, like this is actually informative.
10. And in deep hibernation, they'll only draw breath once every 6 minutes. And when it wakes up, do they really predict the weather? Well, they are responding to seasonal changes in light and temperature that give them a cue that spring has arrived. So it could be said that they are a kind of barometer.
What the fuck? You can't keep doing half-truths.
Well, what do you see here, big guy?
What
you feeling?
So has reality been overshadowed by a myth? Does the groundhog predict spring, or just react to the change in seasons? Well, as far as the people of Puxatawny are concerned, it doesn't really matter. They know Phil's a marmot, not a meteorologist.
What we tell people is there are a lot of serious and important things in life, and Groundhog Day is not one of them. It's just serious fun.
What the fuck? You're not even selling your grift. How are you gonna be like the Punxsutawney Phil top hat guy and just be like, it's not real? It'd be like if the mall Santa was just like, guys, come on. Christmas is just centered around corporatism and like, you know, like consumerism and like, you know, you don't actually have to buy presents to show each other how much you care about somebody. You can just let them know and like bask in the warmth of family. And it's like, well, you're Santa. I want a rocket ship. Billy, come on. Yeah, you're 6. Isn't that a little old to like believe in? Come on. Or my favorite Trump quote. Favorite Trump moment. Have you guys seen this?
Merry Christmas. How are you?
Trigger warning, Donald Trump.
How are you doing? How old are you, Coleman?
Thank you so much.
7. Wow, that's pretty good, right? Is everything good? You doing well in school?
Hello, good evening.
Well, that's very good. Well, you just have a good time. Are you still a believer in Santa?
Perfect.
Because at 7, it's marginal, right? Well, Merry Christmas.
What the fuck? You still believe in Santa? Because, like, you could not. It's marginal. It's marginal. Like, you might not believe in Santa anymore. It's like, what the fuck? Yeah, I'm 7. I don't believe in Santa, but I also don't know what marginal means. I'm a 7-year-old. I feel like I believed in Santa until I was like, I guess I was like 8. Top of the afternoon to you. Weird name. Weird name. I'm
There are
Hannah.
all kinds of fun and games when we meet the 6th contender in our countdown of extreme animal myths. After all, pin the tail on the donkey is easy until you become as blind as a
That
small
sucks, Ash. That's a
nocturnal
horrible way to
flying
find
mammal.
out. Is this pin the tail on the donkey? This is partially true. If you pull hard enough on a donkey's tail, it'll come off.
So is it true? Are bats really blind?
Guys, what's the vibe? Are we switching to a season 1 episode or what? Do we want to just like speed run this one? And like skip to a season 1 app? I think so. Gluttons is a season 1. I'm leaning towards Gluttons, because it's like eating a shit ton, and I think that's funny. Yeah, Slushy, it's the whole point of viewer. I think we're gonna Gluttons. Let's speed run through this and see.
In the dark.
Are bats really blind? Somehow we're going to.
They navigate with sound, not their eyes. This, however, is false.
Okay, that's their first false. That bats aren't actually blind. Cool. Of course not. Why would they have eyes if they were blind?
Food. So it seems that this myth is false.
False. You can
As
teach
long
an
as you're
old dog
prepared
new
to put in
tricks.
some hard work and some good food.
Yeah, Santa's fake. Reindeers are real. They put in all the hard work. Look, you can see the watch time. Can you guys see these humps? You can literally see where people were skipping just to see the ends.
They can chug
Okay,
down.
camel fat. We all know that the hump doesn't actually store water, right? That's just fat.
And highly unlikely effects that
This is bugs,
are-
so if you don't like
they're
bugs,
real.
look away.
But how do you explain them?
Well, the Princeton researchers are still puzzled by the results of mutation, especially
Oh, earwigs.
when having bugs on the brain. The earwig is completely innocent.
Earwigs don't live in ears. Okay, cool.
And that's why, when it comes to animal myths, the lemming really is the most.
Oh, Jesus. Content warning. Unaliving yourself. Okay, lemmings don't actually commit, so that's good. All right. We're getting out of here. I think we're doing Gluttons. It's a shorter one. I don't want to go too long.
Too much?
We're going back to season 1. We have the original We have the original Hannah. Thank you for the sub. Thank you for the sub. Whoops, I didn't mean to full screen this. We're going to Gluttons. I think this one will be a good one. This is episode 2 of season 1, if I have that correct. Is that correct, Lexi? So, thank you for the sub, Hannah.
Well, grab another dessert because
Original narrator.
The hungriest animals on the planet.
Yes, look at that.
We're counting down the top 10
Oh, we're gonna see
gluttons
stuff
in the animal
dying
kingdom
though. I guess this wasn't.
Comparing them to human attempts to eat their way into the record books.
I'll switch out so that way we can still
Find
listen to
out
it, but I'll
why
switch out when
gluttony
things are
really
getting
is a
eaten.
deadly sin when it's
What show is
taken
this?
to the
This is called The Most Extreme. It used to be on Animal Planet, and it was like 2004 to like 2007.
Most extreme.
Do you think Erica would ever do a stream where she would watch HGTV and judge the couples in the houses they buy? I mean, she could. I think the main issue with that would be HGTV, because you have to be very selective on what you like react to. And as a general rule, if it's on YouTube, you can react to it. So like if HGTV has like clips or something on YouTube, then we could potentially. But like I can react to this because it's been on YouTube since 2016 and it hasn't been stricken, so I know that they won't strike me. You know what I mean? And like we can watch like Canada's Worst Driver because it's a YouTube rip, but like you can't really watch anything that Animated Judges Project. That's awesome. But yeah. So that's it's a possibility, but I think a bigger issue would be potentially copyright.
Extreme places and extreme animals. Extreme than others. Down to the most extreme.
Just when you thought it was safe to get back in the water, along comes number 10 in the countdown. The tiger shark has a terrible reputation. It's number
Christian watched Canada's Worst Driver a couple weeks ago, like 3 weeks ago. So if he's streaming, he might react to that more. I love that show. I'd love to see you guys on tour, so if you ever do, please come up north. Yeah, we'll see about a tour.
number 10
I
in
feel
our
like that's
countdown of gluttony,
far off in our future.
because a tiger shark will take a bite out of anything that gets in its way.
I'm gonna go away when stuff's dying. When it's like very visible, I'll try to go away.
It doesn't matter if it's dead or alive. Tiger sharks will try to swallow it. These sharks have been called the garbage cans of the sea because they'll take a bite out of any old rubbish.
These piece of shit sharks were called the garbage cans of the sea. They fucking suck. They stink.
Stomachs of tiger sharks. Things like tom-tom drums, car license plates, 9 shoes, deer antlers.
Nine shoes. This is what we were missing from the last one.
Stomachs of tiger sharks. Things like tom-tom drums, car license plates, 9 shoes,
What a
deer
specific
antlers,
number.
a coil of copper wire, lumps of coal, a can of salmon, and even bits from a suit of armor. But tiger sharks don't need a tinsmith or a doctor.
Where does a shark
They
get
have
antlers?
a better way of getting rid of the rubbish they eat, according to Aquarium of the Pacific curator Eric Forsman.
They're actually able to regurgitate their stomach to expel any of these inedible items from their stomachs that they can't digest, more naturally turtle shells or carapaces. They're able to invert their stomach and expel the undigestible items so they can go on and continue feeding.
Yeah,
on
this
things
voiceover
that
guy's
will be
way better.
digestible.
No, they don't
Carling
puke. They can
chunk.
actually like remove their stomach and like turn it inside out and then bring it back in.
May be an extreme solution for an upset tummy. But it's no cure for
Jackalopes,
the
they're not
extreme
real,
gluttony found
but
in this
jackalopes.
pregnant sand tiger shark. By using special cameras, scientists were able to peer inside the female's body cavity. Imagine their surprise when they saw the biggest unborn shark swimming around inside its mother's belly. When they peer inside the female's body cavity.
This dude looks like he uses cameras to peer inside female body cavities. You know what I mean? Like,
Imagine their surprise when they saw the biggest unborn shark swimming around inside its mother's belly. It was busy finding all its unborn brothers and sisters and eating them.
that's awesome.
Only thanks to special equipment could scientists see the ultimate in sibling rivalry. But the extreme gluttony of the countdown's next contender is out there for all to see.
So when I was in college, I was doing like biology stuff. So I took a anatomy course, and in the anatomy course, we did dissection. Or sorry, this was in my anatomy course, I had to do a surgery. So I did a surgery on a rat, 2 rats actually. But I did the point of the story was that I did dissection on, this is an zoology, that was the class. I did a dissection on a dogfish, I believe, and dogfish are just sharks, right? So this is a dogfish. They're very small sharks. So we got dogfish in to do a dissection, and our professor was like losing it. He's like, yo, these are like the biggest dogfish I've ever seen. Like, what the fuck? Like, we order these every year for this class. I've never seen dogfish this big. And turns out, like, literally 80% of the fish were pregnant. They were all female, and they were like, most of them were pregnant. And so when we dissected them, we were only supposed to look at like a few things, but we actually just explored for a little bit and cut all the way down, and you could see there was like 6 like baby dogfish inside of this dogfish. And when you looked at it, it was kind of weird. I don't think all fish do this or anything like that. I don't think sharks all do this, but you know how like in a human, right? You have your umbilical cord, and that goes to your that goes to like the placenta. That's where it gets the nutrients from. It was kind of like that in this dogfish, where it had like this ball, like this yellow ball or white ball with a tube connecting it to like where like a belly button on this dogfish would be. And there's maybe like 6 of them. I want to say like 6 dogfish in there, like 3 on each side. And it was fucking crazy. And it's, of course, they're not mammals. They don't do live birth, but I guess maybe they do live. I don't know. It was kind of fucking crazy, but they don't like lay their eggs like most fish do and have them fertilized that way. Also, cut open the stomach. Sharks do give live birth. Okay, so maybe that's why. It was very fucking cool to see as like a little surprise. Also, I cut open my shark's stomach, and there was just like a whole ass fish in there that hadn't digested before the shark died. It was pretty cool. It wasn't that bad. Like when it comes to like dissections and stuff, like it was like, you know, some of them smelled real bad. Like when I did like dissections of like starfish or like Like those things, like they keep them in, or like horseshoe crabs. That smell is just so fucking thick. But for some reason, these dogfish didn't smell that bad. So that wasn't too bad. The rat surgery was way worse because you gave it like ether, and so you just like knocked it out by putting its head in a beaker with a cotton swab of ether, and it just sort of like passed out, and then you had to do surgery before it woke up, and if it woke up, or started to wake up, you had to like etherize it again, and then we had to kill the rats afterwards. That kind of sucks, but we did fetal pigs in high school.
Number 9 in our gluttonous countdown really loves to pig out.
There you go, fetal pig. Me when I go to Chipotle and get a bowl.
Everybody knows that pigs are the greediest animals on Earth.
Everybody knows it.
Or are they? To find out the truth about the eating habits of pigs, you just have to ask Connie Precious from Toledo, Oregon.
Well, tell us, Connie.
She has to feed 18 pigs every day. That's because Connie and her husband Bob have a most unusual family.
I feel like 18 isn't that many pigs.
18
Cheetos!
pigs live with Connie and Bob inside their house they call Pigtasia.
Cheetos is such a good name. This is just pig LSMR.
So have pigs had a bad
Cat
rap?
Cafe.
Are they
Season
really
4
the
is,
world's
yeah,
most
they could
greedy
never.
Gluttons?
As far as people thinking that pigs will eat anything, that's not true, because if you put popcorn in Pistachio's mouth, he just spits it right out. And we used to buy the mixed veggies that you buy, put it on their plates, and every night I'd go pick up his bowl and there would be like 7 or 8 green beans laying in the bottom. So then it got to be funny to bury it in their food and everything and go back and...
No, Hannah, not popcorn or pistachios or vegetables.
Those green beans will be laying in that bowl. He
Doesn't
will
like
not
green
eat
beans.
Green beans.
Imagine how bad this
We
house
have some
smells.
pigs that won't even eat carrots, so it's not that they'll eat anything. Yeah, he's
Pigstachio?
real fussy, aren't you? You're a fussy boy. Yes, you are.
Yo, white people?
Thanks, Dash.
White people are kissing pigs on the lips, dude.
Pigs don't even pig out. They actually have quite small stomachs, unlike one of the most extreme gluttons in history. King Henry VIII of England really loved making a pig of himself.
I think it said they were from Oregon, didn't it?
His gluttony became the scandal of Europe. And no wonder when the king and his courtiers chewed their way through mountains of food. The menu for just one banquet included 17 pigs, 11 beef, 540 chickens.
Beef isn't an animal. What do you mean 11 beef? You can't say 17 pigs and 11 beef. And 540 chicken. 11 beef? What does 11 beef mean? Was there 11 bar fights? Like 11 people had beef? Like, what does that mean? Oh, fuck, babe. None pizza, 11 beef. Yeah. Shit. We were gonna make spaghetti, but we forgot to pick up 11 beef. 11 left beef.
6 cranes, 72 geese, 384
6 cranes,
pigeons,
4 peacocks,
648
3,000
larks,
pairs,
and 4
of course.
peacocks. For dessert, there were 1,300 apples and 3,000 loaves of
Oh, the wafer thin mint is a
bread.
joke. Okay.
No wonder King
And a
Henry's
partridge in a
waistline went
pear
from
tree, yeah.
size large to an extra, 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 extra large.
Hey, we don't need to be fat shaming. Come on.
What?
Compared to some human gluttons, the greedy pig is positively anorexic. That's why it's only number 9 in our countdown.
This pig wasn't as fat as King Henry VIII. In fact, it's pretty much bulimic and anorexic, actually. This pig has an ED. And Henry VIII also had ED, erectile dysfunction. It's why he couldn't have a fucking son. What the fuck, extreme animals? Like, yeah, this fucking pig actually struggled to put on weight. It actually had a negative association with food. It didn't have a healthy home life. What the fuck?
If you thought our first 2 contenders had healthy appetites, wait till you see animals that really bite off more than they can chew. They'll leave you gasping for breath, even if you're only wanting a quick bite. That's coming up on The Most Extreme.
Yeah, we just hit 900,000 on TikTok today. It's kind of crazy. I can show you that real quick if you guys don't mind a quick detour. So we I mean, I've aired my grievances about TikTok, enough on stream. But there's a very long bit where we didn't get pushed at all, and it was very annoying. I still fucking hate TikTok. I still think it's a garbage app for creators, but for out of nowhere, for no reason, completely unbeknownst to me, I don't understand why, one of our TikToks from a couple of weeks ago just started getting pushed 7 days after we posted it. So it went from 800,000 views on the first week, which is still really good for us now. Used to be nothing, but that's really good for us now. Just gained it went from 800,000 views to 4 million views a week later. And we out of nowhere, we don't know why. And since then we've been gaining a ton of followers. It's not letting me open up my TikTok analytics. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, Blaziken, I do think we talked about that earlier. Were you in here earlier when I was talking about that? I think what happened, and this is completely guessing, is they changed their algorithm a bit to where now sounds that get posted directs views back to the original video. I'm thinking. I could be incorrect here. But I'm going to show you guys the followers for the last 60 days because you can only do 60 days on TikTok. But we were gaining, there's a bit where we were gaining, there's probably about a 60-day period on TikTok. I think we had around 630,000 followers. And for about 60 days, we did not gain or lose TikTok subs. We at the same rate we lost subs, we gained subs. So we stayed at 630,000 TikTok subs for 60 days, maybe even more than that. It's really frustrating. And then for a bit, we were gaining you can see here at the beginning of February. You can see here we gained 281 subs that day. And then out of nowhere, we started gaining about 500 subs a day, maybe 1,000. And then we got up to 1,000 a day. And then out of fucking nowhere, we just got this huge spike where that day we gained 7,000 subs. And so over the past 60 days, we've gained nearly 100,000 subscribers. Right now we're at 93,000 subs gained over the last 60 days. So I don't know what it is. The only thing I can think is because if I go to the TikTok that's blowing up, it's at 5.7 million views right now, which is the most views we've gotten on a TikTok since probably August. We can see the analytics now. Well, we can always see the analytics, but we can see the analytics for views just on that post. And before it shows you where the views are coming from. So there's normally 3 ways. There's the For You page, the following page, or off of your personal profile. Thank you for the gifted sub, Hannah. Thank you so much. Malo Rizzle, if you're here, say thank you. Teo, thank you for the sub. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. If you guys need a link to the Discord, message me or Lem if Lem's still in here. If you're a sub. So now, so like I said, it was either so message Lemon B if you guys need a link to the Discord if you just subbed. It was For You page, following page, or personal profile. And that's how you could see where your views are coming from. And now I see this one here that says sound. And so on the first day that this one was blowing up, it had like 800,000 views. When I clicked on it, it said 22% of the views were from sound. And now it's got 5.7 million views and only 7% are from the sound. And that's because, of course, you know, Hannah, if you message Lem, they can send it to you. You don't need to be on the Patreon if you're a Twitch sub. But people took our, you know, that audio and posted it. So you can see like hang on one second, Aurora's messaging me. You can see here this video that this account posted, this jewelry account. Where's it at? Like this video of theirs where they just took our audio and put it over jewelry has 790,000 plays, right? So I'm thinking the algorithm got changed to where if people rip our audio, it might be pushing it back to the original video, which is really good for us because you can click on any one of our videos and pretty much all of them are like here. What one just went big for us? Or like this one here. This is the one we just posted 5 days ago about the girl who didn't want to give a room for her stepdaughter. Kaboy the boy, thank you for the sub. Thank you so much. So ours is at 330,000 views. But the same day that we posted ours, you can see here, people have ripped this audio up here. It says 13 times. It's not going to focus, but 13 videos. And you can see it's just like jewelry videos, gameplay videos. And the thing that makes me upset is they just don't credit us. Like if you click on one of them, it doesn't say anywhere in here, like Judgy's Pod, you have to click on the audio. So our video has 300,000 views on it. Their video where all they did was take our audio, split it into 3 parts, and then not credit us, has a combined, like that one video has, right here in the middle, 2.8 million views. And we don't benefit from that. However, I think potentially the algorithm got changed to push it back to us. So we've been seeing a lot of growth, and yeah, hopefully, I mean, if this keeps up, we might be able to hit 100 or 1 million followers in like the next month or two, which is crazy. So yeah, that's a little. I mean, we don't care about revenue. Like TikTok revenue is garbage, and I'm sure you guys have all seen creators complain about it. Like you get about $20, or at least I think it's pretty average, about $20 per million views. So even when we were getting in the payday of our TikTok, we were getting like, I think in 1 month we had like 300 million. No, there's no way it's 300 million. Maybe like 60 million TikTok views in a month. We only made like, maybe, I mean, when I say only, it's all relative, right? So crazy that it's money at all. But it was like, maybe like $1,200. Whereas if you got that many views on YouTube, you would have like 100,000. But of course, we use TikTok for natural growth. If you listen to anybody about content creation, it's about TikTok is natural growth. Like you guys are all saying, you found us on TikTok. That's because we don't pay for ads for our show. We don't pay to promote anything. We just use TikTok to do it. And hopefully that drives people. And for the most part, it has. since we've been posting on TikTok. I want to do some stats on it for our end of 2-year episode. But since last year, like if you go back 52 episodes ago from now, we were getting around maybe like 100 listeners a week. Now we have anywhere to like across YouTube and podcast apps, like on a new episode in a week, like 28,000 views. So that's crazy. Aurora's here. Aurora's going to join us for the last one. Oh, want to grab a mic? They can hear you. So that's the whole thing. So like, yeah, like Blaziken, when you were like saying about crediting, like if you credit, it's fine. And like you're a fan, so like I would never be upset at that. But like when those jewelry companies just take it and don't tag or anything, it was just annoying. Mainly annoying just because like their videos get like 2.3 million views and ours get like 100,000, and it's like, what? That's just TikTok straight up not pushing our content for no reason. Yeah, that was pretty early on, or that was right before we uploaded to TikTok. Is like there was a bit where right before we started uploading to TikTok, it was close to a year of us doing the show, and we were still only at like 100 listeners a week, and it was getting to the point to where it was too much work to warrant like doing it. And then TikTok really helped us push past that. It was there's a non-zero possibility that we would have ended the show not too long after that, just because it was so much work. But that was close to a year ago. And now look at us. Now we make like decent money from it. Hello, Aurora. Get it right up on your mouth. What a horrible noise to make. Yeah, and that's how we met Lem. And like, you know what? We love Lem. Get it
You're welcome.
right up to your mouth, babe.
Help me.
Oh, sorry. That big one?
This one?
No. On the right side.
This one?
One to the right side?
This
No, back. That one.
Oh. Let me do it.
You're twisting.
That was rude.
Get it off the... All right. No. The stream is not ending. We're going to finish this video. I was just detouring because I was talking about TikTok. All right. So we're watching The Most Extreme Gluttons. I have to change this. So Aurora is in here. Can you scoot towards me? This should be good, right? We're not covering up too much of the screen. We're watching The Most Extreme Gluttons. This is from season 1. We found out season 1s were the best episodes. And so far, what's some dumb shit they did in this? Oh, they were talking about pigs and how they actually aren't that fat. And then they compared it to King Henry VIII. And they said, King Henry VIII was so fat, they once ordered, what was it? It was like 14 pigs, 11 beef, 640 chickens.
And ate all of them, right?
11 beef. 11 beef. And then they said, in comparison to King Henry VIII, these pigs have anorexia.
See, this is why I wanted to watch this.
It's so good. 11 beef is great.
America produces over 500,000 tons of rubbish every day.
Why did he say rubbish with an American accent?
This show is secretly
For number
British.
8 in our countdown, dinner is served.
Rubbish.
Vultures love rubbish.
Twice?
That's because vultures eat meat. Any meat. Fresh meat, rotten meat, putrid, decaying, disgusting meat.
We get it.
That's also
Vultures
rotten
will
meat.
find it and fight for it.
Hang on. Hang on. I have to change the layout. This is gonna bother me. I have to change the layout real quick.
What kind of fucking vortex is that? Is that a new planet or is that a black hole? You guys decide.
To suck up all of this rotten meat,
And
vultures
rubbish.
create.
Whoa, you guys. Okay. Don't press play yet, Josh.
Mhm.
Everyone, look in the center of that vortex. It looks like a really angry flat ear dog. Like, you see the nose and like the white teeth and then the open mouth, the eye on the side, and then the ears in that little...
Yeah, I also missed what vultures eat. If anybody could recap what kind of meat.
Rubbish.
Vultures are extreme scavengers.
Judah smells my pee. He's here.
Roadkills are meals on wheels
An
for
armadillo?
vultures, but they have to eat fast. Real fast.
I don't wanna.
Especially when all their friends are wanting a piece of the action.
Yeah, it's an armadillo. Oh.
That's why vultures are extreme gluttons. They can swallow up to 20% of their body weight. Now, if that doesn't sound
I misread. Why does he keep doing this? I misread the
but they have to eat
the way you said, like, armadillos carry leprosy, as in, like, that's the positive. Like, they are fucking carrying leprosy right now. Without armadillos, leprosy would fall off.
a piece of the action.
Oh, Mystic, great. You're just in time for us to
That's
learn
why
about the
vultures
rancid,
are
putrid
extreme
meat that
gluttons.
vultures eat.
They can swallow up to 20% of their body weight.
Oh,
Now, if
shit.
that doesn't sound extreme,
They're probably
just
gonna go ahead.
imagine if you could eat like a vulture.
Oh, here we go. Hamburgers.
20% of your body weight is an awful lot of hamburgers.
What? Is he shirtless?
For an average-sized person, it would be like gulping down 108 hamburgers at a sitting.
Absolute Squidward core. Gulping down 108 hamburgers. That would be 20% of your body weight if you're anorexic like a pig.
Would you like fries with that?
No.
Exactly one fry with that, please.
But of course, vultures don't often get to eat hamburgers. Their idea of a happy meal is something dead and really rotten.
I mean, Happy Meals are also dead.
Yeah, it is at least one beef gets killed for every
Yeah.
Happy Meal. What are they eating? Is it a pig? Are they eating a pig?
Dining on the dead is not only disgusting, it can be dangerous too. Inside rotting flesh,
Good to know I'm
you can
about
find
540.
deadly diseases like botulism and
Congratulations.
cholera.
Quick maths.
But these diseases just add a little flavor for a vulture, because these birds have stomachs of steel. Their stomach acids are so strong, they can dissolve just about any kind of bug, including anthrax.
Anthrax isn't a bug.
It's referred to. They refer to anthrax as a bug because isn't it like a disease?
It's a bacteria.
Also
It's a.
poison?
I mean, and it comes from Bacillus anthracis, which is a bacteria.
Like the flu bug. That's how they referred to it.
I guess. What was the other animal that? Oh, it was spiders. They were saying like, unfortunately, spiders can't eat hamburgers. Oh, bye, Flutie. Yes, all the jokes go to me now. Give tunnel web spiders a burger. Bring it back. Spam the hashtags in the chat. Hashtag give tunnel spiders a burger. And then, yeah, the CGI green puke. It was great.
But one man shares the vulture's cast iron constitution.
Jim from down the street. This dude eats like shit.
Meet Jed Donahue from Arlington, Texas.
Jed Donahue from Texas. Lem. You might know them.
Jed likes jalapeno peppers. He likes...
A professional voiceover actor just said jalapeno. I didn't today. I learned my dad could be a professional voiceover actor.
He doesn't say jalapeno.
Jalapeno. Jalapeno.
The person, the second hairstylist when I was getting my hair done, she said the name of a Mexican restaurant by where we are. Like, jar. Like, seriously. It's supposed to be har.
What Mexican restaurant? Carditas?
Jardines.
I've never heard of that restaurant.
Oh, well.
I thought you were talking about fondita.
Well, we just doxed ourselves.
Them a lot.
Yeah, this is the last episode for sure.
In fact, Jed can eat 152 in 15 minutes.
What the fuck is the
I got
music?
started with jalapenos in high school, actually. There was a Spanish club contest. There was a jalapeno eating contest.
You can see his whole set.
I looked at one of these
Yeah,
things.
he
I
has
thought, I could probably win
massive
this
balls.
contest, and it was a 2-minute
This show,
contest. I sat down
Aurora, as we've learned, loves zooming in on dicks and balls. So this is par for the course that this dude's entire meat is in there.
40 of them in 2 minutes, and it was just
I
one
think you
after
can see,
another.
like,
Second place ate 6.
his dick
So
a
right then
little
and there, I
bit,
thought I
too.
had
This is
talent
this
that
is
maybe
his
other people
balls.
don't
I
have.
know. What's above
And,
that? Is that his
they
pants
went
or his
down
dick?
This is
easy.
pants.
They came out not so easy.
You guys like
Eating
comedians?
jalapenos
Sure.
like kissing a hot
I don't really
light
watch a
bulb
lot of comedians,
and
honestly.
drinking molten lava.
Recently.
This is almost like a little green
What's
bullet.
the trophies
Fights
for?
Back. They kind of
Jalapenos.
explode with juice when you bite into them, and bystanders beware, because it will fly. And I'll show that to you right now.
This dude, this wasn't the first take. Or he's just really happy about eating these. He needs to give.
That's too far.
He needs to give to Calico Cut Pants.
That's too far away.
He needs to give. That's the money shot right there.
Thanks to his high tolerance of pain, Jed has won 7 jalapeno eating contests at the Glutton Bowl, run by the International Federation of Competitive Eaters.
Oh.
But like any
Damn,
athlete,
girl, I'd like to get
Jed
jalapeno
undergoes a
nussy.
rigorous training program.
I mean, pickled jalapenos aren't
To
as hot
prepare
as
to eat
raw.
100 of these, you have to stretch your stomach the night before. Now, 100 of anything is going to fill you up, and your stomach is just like any other muscle. It needs to be stretched and trained to act properly. I don't want to eat 100 jalapenos the night before a contest because I'm not going to feel good the next day. So what
I will
do is
be
eat
shitting.
5 pounds of grapes.
So I'll just eat 1,000 grapes, naturally.
Oh my god, this editing.
Imagine sitting there and recording all of it. Why time? Why?
No vulture will ever break Jed Donahue's record. Vultures don't eat jalapeno.
Cuts to a vulture holding 2 trophies for second place.
Jalapenos, or any other vegetables for that matter.
I forgot about
Luckily
the vultures
for us,
meat
what they
too.
do eat is rotten meat. Their cast iron stomachs let them clean up the dead and diseased.
We
So
know.
vultures are
We know it's
nature's
rotten meat.
undertakers. Their extreme gluttony is actually making the world a safer place for all of us. We've invited revolting vultures, pampered pigs, and scavenging sharks to join us at our smorgasbord of extreme diners. But coming up is an animal that would eat them all for breakfast.
A mink.
Dine with the
I think
devil.
it's a squirrel.
Next on the most extreme.
Can we get some herbivores in here? How about cows? Don't cows eat a shit ton? There's some pretty graphic, like it just straight up showed a crocodile biting at a zebra's head in the first episode that we watched. Elephants might be another
To
appearance,
find
yeah.
number 7 in the countdown, you have to travel to the far south of Australia.
The wombat. Elephant mouse. Elephant mouse?
This wombat isn't
Wombat.
dreaming of food. It's part of a nightmare.
It's gonna get eaten, Josh.
No
Injured.
way.
It's injured. Oh my god. Get away from that, Josh. Holy shit.
The echidna?
Tasmanian devil.
The Tasmanian devil. It looks like alien. Ugh,
This
that's so
extreme
gross.
glutton likes eating its food from the inside out. The pit bull terrier of the marsupial world was called a devil by early European settlers who were terrified by its demonic cries.
This is horrible.
The Tasmanian devil is another scavenger ruled by its stomach. It'll eat anything that smells even remotely like flesh. Dine with the devil, and you'll feast not only on rotting carcasses, but also old boots, cartridge cases, and even smelly socks.
Okay, I
But
think
it's quantity, not quality, that's made the devil number 7 in our countdown. A small group of devils once completely devoured a full-grown horse in only 3 nights. Scavenging devils have to eat fast, because just like vultures, there's always someone wanting to steal food from under your nose.
They are cute.
when do they start spinning in circles? It's only partially false, actually.
Devils will gorge themselves until they can barely waddle. They
Same.
can eat much more than vultures, because devils don't have to stay light enough to fly away. That's why they can swallow up to 40% of their body weight in only 30 minutes.
Same.
Now that's extremely fast food.
Here we go. Always back to the burgers.
That would be like our average human sitting down and eating 216 hamburgers in half an hour. That's a meal that would challenge even the world's biggest professional eaters. And they don't come much bigger than sumo wrestlers. You don't get a physique
11
like
beef,
this
yeah.
without
The
doing
equivalent
some
of
serious
200
eating.
burgers, 11 beef.
But wait for weight.
That was the
Not
short
even a
sumo wrestler
could
then.
compete with the devil when it comes to speed eating. But the next contender in the countdown prefers a liquid lunch.
Liquid lunch.
Probably a parasite. I'm not gonna want to look.
Liquid lunch.
It's probably a parasite.
Hollywood has an insatiable appetite for
It's fucking
hungry
vampire
hordes.
bat again. Oh, it's a mosquito. It's definitely a mosquito.
Mm-hmm.
After
Mosquito
all,
or vampire bat?
Nobody likes a good feed more than Dracula.
It's the same vampire clip, yeah. It's the vampire bat.
But real vampires could drink Dracula under the table any day. That's why vampire bats are number 6 in our countdown of extreme gluttony.
Aww.
Real vampires prefer cows to Hollywood actresses.
Liquid lunch.
Which means they face occupational hazards Dracula never dreamed of.
They're on every single one, yeah. It's
Oh, for
sponsored.
Christ's
It's
sake.
sponsored by Big Vampire Bat.
And
didn't need to have a
unlike Dracula,
close-up on the cow
real
laying
vampires
up
don't
some-
suck blood. These bats use razor-sharp teeth to painlessly open a vein.
Yeah.
And then they drink.
Me and
A
your
vampire
girl
bat
when
can
your
swallow up to 5
girl me
teaspoons
and
of
your
blood.
your mom and your
That's
girl
a lot of
when
blood for a little bat.
and if you
Imagine if Count
react
Dracula
so
had to
on
drink
the
like a
rules when
real
you're in the Discord
vampire.
you have to hit the little emoji at the bottom and then you get invited to see the other
He'd have to drink
channels.
his own weight in
And then each
blood
channel has
every
its own
day.
little rules you can read.
That's over 70 liters. Nearly a bathtub full of blood.
Where'd he fall in?
But vampire bats have a drinking problem. The main constituent of blood is plasma. It's a
Right.
clear fluid that's not very nutritious,
Okay.
but takes up an awful lot of room in the stomach.
It's weird how they drink, like compared to like dogs or cats.
They
What?
scoop.
I guess I don't know about a cat. Do cats scoop?
Yeah, kind of. I mean,
'Cause,
they
like-
have the little ridges on their
That's
tongue,
true.
so it probably collects more water.
I wonder if it's like that because they weren't really scooping. It was just sort of like
Maybe it's
dogs
like
create, you know, like the bowl. Yeah.
Dogs are
Lost
very
it in the sauce.
That's why
Give 'em a
vampire
straw.
bats are not only extreme gluttons.
They used to
but
use straws, but it's
extreme
more environmentally friendly just to
urinators.
sip from bowls of fucking blood.
They've actually evolved to where
Almost
their
as
tongues
soon
are
as they start drinking, bats start peeing. It's their way of getting rid of excess weight so they
Oh.
can get off the ground to fly home.
Listen, if you're not pissing when you're drinking
So,
blood, don't
next
talk
time
to me.
you're at the
yeah.
movies, keep your eye on Dracula. See
No
if you can
ass
spot
this
how
man
he
has.
gets rid of all that excess fluid from his liquid lunch. But the real vampires have another problem. If someone in the roost goes thirsty for more than a day or two, they'll die. That's why these bats have developed the world's first blood transfusion. A hungry bat just has to lick the cheek of a well-fed vampire to make it throw up. The meal of regurgitated blood will keep the hungry bat alive long enough for it to find a victim of its own.
Huh? How many hamburgers is
Although
that?
the caring, sensitive side of the vampire is seldom seen in horror movies, the fact remains that these little bats really are extremely bloodthirsty gluttons.
It's so much stank. Do you have a link to the
Vampires,
Discord, Hannah?
both real and imagined, are only number 6 in our countdown of extreme gluttony. Coming up is another terrifying man-eater. It's an animal
like a
with a
snake.
truly shocking capacity to swallow everything from antelope to small
This is
children.
another
That's next on the
snake
most.
one. I guess it makes sense like gluttons and biting comes together, but
Hmm.
how many hamburgers do you think a boa could eat?
5 in the countdown is the
4
python.
The boa python.
This giant snake can easily swallow things larger than its head.
Head.
Kiss. Give it the keys. I don't want to see it like choking something out.
Mm-mm.
If you want to eat like a python, try tying your hands behind your back and then swallow a whole watermelon without chewing.
Okay.
I'll do that tonight.
To find out how snakes manage to bite off so much more than
Okay,
they
can we talk
chew,
about
to
the
find-
absolute king that's sucking on them little toes? Saved the toes for last just to keep the taste of the feet on the lips.
Find out how snakes manage to bite off so much more than they can chew. You just have to talk to biological educator
cute.
Paul Hahn.
They
243
have very
chicken for
flexible
python?
jaws,
Yeah, at least
and
3
their lower
beef.
jaw, kind of the two sides of it work independently of each other. And what they do is they feed the animal in by pulling from one side or the other, and it helps draw the animal into their mouth. And
Try
using that
tying
technique,
your
they're able to
hands
eat animals
behind
that are
your
quite a
back.
bit larger than the size of their head.
Close your eyes.
This animal, for example,
Try
could
to
eat it-
guess
could
where I'm
swallow
gonna-
something this big around.
But some incredible humans can swallow like a python. Meet
Ooh, sword
Henri
swallowers.
Ansel. He can't eat a whole watermelon, but he can swallow swords. It's not magic, it's training. Sword swallowers
He sounded
like
pissed.
Henri
It's not magic. It's training. It's actually really cool. It's not magic.
have conditioned their throats to
Oh,
override the gag reflex.
You would have loved the bite one. There were so many teeths.
And kids, don't try this at home. Most modern record books ignore sword swallowing for the simple reason that it's too dangerous for publication. But pythons would have no trouble with swords.
Cinnamon
In
roll.
fact, The biggest snakes could even swallow us. So why would anyone want to take a python into a
You gotta
classroom
wear
of
khaki shorts
bite-sized
to handle
children?
a python.
Yep. The fucking open-toed sandals with way too many straps on them.
Okay, can you guys say hi to Jasmine?
When I was growing up and I went to a school in Rockford when I was in like first grade, we had a class snake that was a python.
Han and Dave Ryherd know that Jasmine's already eaten and isn't interested in swallowing small children. That's because pythons have a really slow digestive system. One big meal can last for days, even months. So these kids are in no danger.
That girl is not having a good time.
So what do you think? Is she heavy?
It's probably good to like let kids get this close to animals,
But
though,
our
right?
next-
This kid,
Yeah.
dude.
Which one?
Think is she heavy? Okay.
Oh no!
Either this kid didn't get his permission slip signed, or he is not about that snake.
But our next contender is a danger to itself, for it can literally eat itself to death.
What do you think, friends? For the parasite? Gotta be a parasite.
Eat itself to death?
A flea has gotta be on here somewhere. Maybe.
I'm sure they take care of that kind of stuff.
Froggy.
Number 4 in the countdown really
No,
does have eyes bigger
No.
than its belly. And that's saying something, because Argentinian wide-mouthed
Judah.
frogs have very big bellies.
It's Luna.
These frogs will eat anything that moves. Usually, it's a case of bite first, ask questions later.
How many frogs eat mouse?
That frog eat mouse. Most frogs, pretty sure they die.
And in the world of the wide-mouthed frog, size really does matter.
Judah is currently under the desk.
That's, yeah. These frogs get you on a fucking
These extreme
trip.
gluttons invite their family around for dinner.
Oh.
The only trouble is that these frogs don't know when to stop. They'll keep stuffing food down their throat until they rip their
definition of
stomach
live by
open. But then some people can be just as stubborn. That's why in ancient Rome, they found an unusual way to regain their appetite. If guests at a sumptuous banquet found themselves full to bursting, they'd visit a special room in the house called the vomitorium.
Oh, just so bulimia.
Oh,
Having
Jesus
lightened
Christ.
the load, they could then return to the feast and continue stuffing food down their throat.
What the fuck?
A vomitorium is exactly what a wide-mouthed frog needs when it discovers its mouth just isn't wide enough. These dedicated
I usually just do a
gluttons won't
little
let
burp.
go of a possible meal.
Maybe loosen the
Even
belt
if it's
buckle.
bigger than they are. And even if it means choking to death. In this case, having a frog in your throat can prove fatal. But even these kamikaze eaters are still only number 4 on our extreme countdown.
This frog eats ass.
It seems incredible that anything could be more greedy than frogs, snakes, and vampires. But faster than a marathon run.
Hummingbird.
This is a petrol station, but it's full of sugar instead of petrol.
The vomitoria
because
in
this
Rome is actually a
fuel
myth,
for
though?
a different kind of high-performance engine.
Partially false.
At number 3 in the countdown is the hummingbird. It may be small, but it can really eat. It has to refuel constantly because it uses an incredible amount of energy. Its wings beat 200 times a second, and its heart thumps 1,200 times a minute. All those muscles need fuel, and that's why they're constantly drinking sugar water.
Look at that tongue sticking out.
We'd be constantly eating too if we burned energy like a hummingbird.
Graphic, yes.
Imagine what it's like to run a marathon.
Okay.
You have to lift your feet about 35,000 times.
Why is he running like that? That's like how people run in their dreams.
This man invented QWOP.
And all this extreme effort burns about 2,500 calories.
My man's holding in the
But
biggest
that's
shit.
nothing compared to the hummingbird. In the 2 hours it would take us to run a marathon, they'd burn an amazing 14,000 calories. That's why hummingbirds are number 3 in our countdown of extreme eaters. They have to find something to eat every 10 minutes. It's a desperate search to find calories, which is why they spend so long sucking sugary nectar out of flowers. And that's why looking after these compulsive eaters can be incredibly demanding. Just ask Jackie Fletch and Leslie Van Epps. They're Project Wildlife rehabilitators.
That's why it's better
who
than Naruto
devote a
run,
big
yeah.
part of their
You burn less
lives to
calories when
looking
your arms
after
are
hungry
big.
hummers.
History of Dave. Thank you for the follow. Welcome.
How do they catch them?
Well, the hummingbird team actually receives over 400 hummingbirds a year here in San Diego County. We have 6
Speaking
people
like
on
a
our team
hummingbird.
that take care of hummingbirds in their homes. Taking care of hummingbirds is really an intensive job. The babies have to be fed every 30 to 45
woman
minutes,
with
and if you
blonde
get
hair,
in injured
okay?
or sick
No.
adults, they have to be fed that often as well.
Whoa!
So it's a pretty intensive volunteer job. It
stacked.
takes a lot of time and a lot of commitment to do that.
I thought that was the X-Files theme for a second. Did
But
you hear
again,
that?
when we a lot of commitment to do that. But again, when we make the commitment to take care of baby hummingbirds, it's a commitment that's
Look at
at
that
least
little
a
That's
14-hour
pretty.
commitment a day.
Oh, yeah.
They have
Wow.
to be integrated in
Gorgeous.
our lives. We have to be able to take them with us to work, to church, grocery shopping.
We're lucky we don't give birth to such extreme gluttons. Imagine having to feed your baby every half hour, 14 hours a day.
I mean, isn't
But
that
the
kind of
reward
similar
for
to
all
how
this dedication
much
is an aviary full of
newborn?
healthy, hungry hummingbirds,
Like, I
ready
think
for
newborns have to
release
get
into
fed
the
every-
wild. But if you think these tiny gluttons are a handful, our next extreme eater is 100 million times heavier than a hummingbird.
An elephant.
100 million times
An
heavier.
elephant. Because hummingbirds...
I'm gonna guess a cow.
No.
Whale.
Hmm.
Should have guessed whale.
Hmm.
Keyboy got it.
Whales are big.
We come here to learn. We come here to learn on this stream. And today I learned that whales
are big.
If you were to eat the amount of hamburgers that a whale weighs,
You would
You
have,
would have
to,
to
eat
eat-
20,000 hamburgers.
would you
in
like
one sitting.
fries on the side?
Maybe a
Very
little
big.
catsup.
And
This
that's
guy
why
would
whales
definitely
are
say
number
catsup.
2 in our countdown of extreme gluttony. Because big bodies means a very big appetite.
Yeah. Although they are in water, so they don't have to have as much because it doesn't take as much energy to swim as it does to walk.
Whale, 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 whale.
Hopefully it's baleen and not a fucking killer whale. I really don't want to see like fucking seals get shooting down.
It's not a killer whale. It's probably like a sperm whale.
Well, no, they might
blue
like
whale.
switch to a killer whale. A whale is at least 11 beef, let's be real.
Whales are the
Ew.
biggest animals on the planet.
What is that, a whale-ussy?
And yet they eat some of the smallest
Oh, it's his
things
mouth.
in the sea.
That is a sperm whale.
Oh, it's got barnacles on it.
I think that's
Krill may
The
be small,
baleen.
but there are an awful lot of them.
Real.
Countless billions can form a single swarm the size of half a football field.
It's pretty.
See, now we're talking American units.
Football field.
Half of a football field. They measured something earlier by. It's like elephants need to remember the size of the state of Rhode Island, and I was like,
I mean,
how am I supposed to conceptualize what Rhode Island is?
Rhode Island is 6 football field.
I'm trying to think of a joke. Yeah. Did you know that if whales were astronauts, it would take them half of a minute to get to the next closest planet?
It's because of their size.
Yeah. Well, no, it would be 30 seconds to Mars because of the krill. Go break me down.
Bury me, bury me.
These are enormous shrimp cocktails for the right whale. It has a mouth full of long whiskers that act like a sieve, collecting the krill as its huge tongue squeezes out the water. But humpback whales like eating fish. And they've even found a way to make a fishing net out of thin air. Far beneath a school of fish, a whale breathes out, and as the ring of air bubbles rises, fish freak out and form a tightly packed school. Big mistake. A humpback whale can swallow 45 kilos of fish in a single gulp.
Not
But
American.
it's still not the biggest glutton in the whale world.
What about 45 football fields of fish?
This is the biggest animal on Earth. Ever.
Josh is too serious.
It's a
Trying to
blue
do something,
whale.
but it's not really going great for me.
It's hard to comprehend just how big a blue whale is.
Hamburgers. Football fields. Which one? Oh.
It would take up all the economy seats in a jumbo jet.
Jumbo, that's American.
That's American.
Its mouth is so big that
Burgers.
50 people could stand on a blue whale's tongue. But the biggest whale of them all still only eats some of the smallest creatures in the sea.
Creatures.
It's just that the blue whale has an incredible appetite.
Good boy, let me know if that worked for you. I think I just DM'd you.
In a single day, a blue whale can eat nearly 40 million krill.
The krill.
That's
Go.
over 1 million calories a day.
We don't support Jared.
Which is an awful lot of hamburgers.
Hamburgers!
Let's go. Let's go.
Hamburgers
Hamburgers.
is a big serving of junk food. Whales are such extreme gluttons because they want to get fat. Really fat. How'd you like to have a layer of blubber wrapped around your waist that was nearly 1 meter thick?
Not.
American.
And they need all the fat they can get, because come breeding season, when they leave their cold feeding grounds and swim to the tropics,
Did they see how many
whales
burgers
go
I
on
wasn't
the
paying attention?
ultimate crash diet.
2100.
For what?
They stop eating
Comparison
for
to how many
8
krill.
months.
Oh.
I think.
I feel like 2100
They
isn't
have
that
to
much.
live off the energy stored in all that blubber.
This whale is a fat bitch.
And it's this enforced anorexia that leaves the whale
What?
They love EDs on this fucking show.
clear for the ultimate eater on the planet.
If this whale didn't have such a bad relationship with food, it could be even fatter.
This whale
guy's a
has
fat chaser.
We've
anorexia.
seen
A chubby
9
chaser.
contenders. They're the best of the best. Only one animal
Crunching.
has a more
All right,
extraordinary appetite.
get your votes in. What's the most gluttonous animal? I know it. I saw a
Flea.
spoiler.
Number one.
You're going with the flea? What do we think? What do you think for gluttonous animals?
Maybe not a flea. A tick. No.
Pandas? That's a good.
No.
That's a good guess. I feel like pandas is
Mm.
a good guess.
Probably the cutest one. The Tasmanian devils were pretty cute.
Bear. It could be a bear. Maybe like a squirrel. I mean, I know the answer, so it's not a squirrel, but I could see a squirrel.
How big is it? What would you compare it in American terminology?
I would say it's 1/1000th of a football field.
So it's a mosquito?
It's not a mosquito. Dentists, you got it.
Oh,
Coming up
shit.
next on The Most.
The most.
Gotta be the narcissism of the United States. Cow, I can't believe Cow wasn't on this. They put Vampire Bat on here, not fucking
Just
Cow.
imagine if you had a baby that ate as much as the most extreme glutton on the planet.
Ugh, ugly baby. Guys, can we cancel white
Your
babies?
baby would eat
Mhm.
1,000 times its own weight
Sorry,
in
Erica and
only
Christian.
2
Oh.
months.
Is this my
That
stuff?
would
Oh,
be
no.
like eating the equivalent weight of 3 blue whales. Some 300 tons of baby food.
But how many burgers?
And all that eating would make your baby grow 80,000 times bigger.
Oh my god.
Honey, I blew up the kids. I fed it 3 blue whales.
What's it standing next to?
In 8
Oh
weeks,
my god, the
your baby
ultimate
would weigh more
American
than
comparison,
the
the
Statue of Liberty.
Statue of Liberty.
The
He's-
most extreme
the issue is they fed it
glutton
after
in the
midnight.
world is
Leeches.
the caterpillar.
Caterpillar. That kind of sounded like a slur when he said it.
Millions of gardeners around the world have suffered.
Caterpillars
at the
literally
mouths of
get
hungry
born and then
caterpillars,
eat
including
nonstop.
professional
Like they literally
hugman
don't stop
Ruud
eating.
Kleinpast.
I was right about it being a bug, though.
Caterpillars are basically nothing more than
They're
giant
basically
feeding
nothing
machines.
more.
If you look at their body, it consists of body fluids.
This is
and-
not
and
an
a little bit of
American
muscle, I
man.
suppose, and then through the middle is this huge gut.
This is
and
the
all they
man
wanna
that
do
taught
is
the other American
process
to say
vast
rubbish.
quantities of food. Why? Well, simple, because they want to go through
Well,
their life cycle
simple.
as quickly as possible. I suppose that's why they make such a mess of my plant, eh?
But some
This is such a
gardeners
British way to end
plants
that.
just to satisfy the insatiable appetite of an extraordinary caterpillar.
How many burgers, guys? We need to know.
These caterpillars are incredibly hungry. In their lifetime, half a kilo of baby caterpillars would chew their way through nearly 12 tons of
Overpronouncing
mulberry leaves.
R.
Catter.
But having gorged themselves, these caterpillars do something amazing with their spit. For these caterpillars are silkworms.
Indeed.
They use modified salivary glands to spin a cocoon of silk. Each cocoon is woven from half a mile
Oh, I
of
hate
silk.
that.
And
Those
if
packing
we want
peanuts?
to use it, we have to soften the cocoons and then painstakingly unravel the threads.
I had no idea that's how silk was made.
Really?
Like I thought it was like in Minecraft where you like harvest spider webs or something. So do the caterpillars die? They have to die, right?
They're in the cocoons. Of course they die. They made the cocoon so they could be butterfly
To
slash
make
moth.
a
I don't
silk
know.
dress,
When they turn-
you need the thread from more than
Butterflies.
1,700
Caterpillars.
cocoons.
Right.
That means 1,700 hungry caterpillars that munch their way through hectares of mulberry plants.
They boil them? Well, at least so they get eaten. Like I just wouldn't want them to get wasted,
Next
you know what I
time
mean?
you're wearing a piece of dried caterpillar spit, just remember where it came from.
I don't like this at all.
The silkworm will always be more famous for the products of its modified salivary glands. But we should never forget that it's also the #1 glutton on the planet.
They do or don't get eaten. I'm getting conflicting messages here. I'm sure some of them do and some of them don't, right?
I feel like they do.
After all, when it comes to eating, the caterpillar
Not the ones that are made in the
really
silk.
is the most
Extreme.
extreme.
What a show. Special thanks to Jed. Can we get a round of applause for Jed Donahue? I mean, come on. Jed motherfucking Donahue eating those jalapenos. The Animal Guys. Jacqueline Flesh. Jacqueline Flesh sounds like if Hannibal Lecter was like a kid's show.
That's Hannibal Lecter's wife, Jacqueline
That was
Flesh.
awesome. That was awesome. I love that show. Let's end the stream with a fucking bop. What a great show. Honestly, we could just rename the show to like Most Extreme Hamburgers. Ripley's beef it or not. You know? 11 beefs. I think we need to make like a website that'll like you can do over under on how many beefs something eats. I think that would be good. Well, boys, girls, NBs, thanks for hanging out. Beefs. Beefs. Is beefs boys?
It's all three.
Beefs is all three. Beefs is a non-gendered term for people. Beefs, piss babies, peeps. Peeps, yeah.
Easter themed beef.
Thanks for hanging out. I hope you had a good time. You want us to do the what do you want me to look about the Gigantopithecus? Like just that it was Bigfoot?
Isn't it just Bigfoot? What's so special? It's just like a creature.
I mean,
It's a large.
it looks like a
large frame.
bipedal orangutan. Piss beefies, yes. Adios amigos, yeah.
Bye bye.
Needs to do the math in the caterpillar. I agree. An extinct primate, yeah. Is it? I don't know. Thanks everyone. Appreciate it. Have a good night. Kaboy, let me know if you got my message. If not, tweet at the judges or me, and we'll get it to you.